We're
Yeah,
good.
good. It's Sunday.
Is it? I feel like I've
It
been thrown
is
down a wormhole.
Sunday.
It is Sunday. It's
Oh
Me
Monday.
too.
Isn't it Monday for
no.
you?
Yeah, it is Monday for
Yes,
you.
it is
Yeah.
technically Monday for me, but you know what? It
You're just gonna
feels
go
like
with it.
Sunday still because I haven't had very much sleep, so I feel like it's just the one continuous
What's been
day.
your excuse?
Yeah.
Just disorganized,
Okay.
I think, was my excuse. I just didn't have my stuff together in time, so I had to work a little bit longer than I usually do, and therefore went to bed later. So it's my own fault. I need
Oh,
to be more organized.
there you go.
But
Hmm.
yeah, anyway, we got there.
Yeah. Good for
Okay.
you.
And you, Nicole,
You
didn't you do a concert or something?
No, I went to a watch
did a
party
watch party.
for Heated Rivalry. So it was 250 of us packed into a room in London. And I went to dinner beforehand with my friend. She came from Oxford, I came from Cambridge. And yeah, we made a little group of people and we watched the show. There was a lot of screaming and going, yeah, just like at a giant TV, basically. It
Yeah,
felt like a concert because we were all so excited. And it was just really lovely and actually quite wholesome. And it went really well. And I'm really looking forward to hopefully more events because it's just
How many
nice to
people?
share things. 250 people, and
250
it
people.
like
It is nice
it's
to share
sold out.
things.
with your
Yeah.
Wow.
250
It was
closest
actually
friends.
it was supposed to be like 20 people in a little bookstore, and they had to expand to a bigger
Oh.
venue because people were begging for more. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, that's good though. That's really good.
Yeah.
Was
How's
it
your
was
week
it
been?
hosted by the bookstore?
Yes, it was. Yes, it
Oh,
was.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good for them. That's good exposure.
Yeah. How was your week, David?
Uh,
It
really
sounded busy.
busy. Yeah. I mean, I'm sitting
Mm.
right around currently a catastrophe,
Oh,
which
me
I'm not
too.
going
Me
to
too.
share.
Yeah.
I pulled out everything out of my closet and just goodwilling a ton of stuff and just boxes for equipment that I've
Uh,
either don't have anymore or have been using actively. And it's just like, okay, go over
Mm.
there now. So I'm getting things done. So yeah, but it's good.
I need to do
Yeah.
that. I need to have a good spring clean, but you're a little bit early.
I was gonna say it's winter. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, still winter.
I'm looking at the events coming up and it's like I'm not going to have time to do this and I want these things because when my space is clean, my
Yes.
brain is cleared out. I don't know why that is, but
Yeah.
physical space and digital files, those are my thing for me. So
Mm.
That makes
Okay, no,
it
that
sense.
is
makes
what it
perfect
is.
sense.
Well, different
Yeah.
people,
I'm
right?
glad
Like,
it
so
does to someone.
for me, I'm a little bit messy, so I like having disorganization. But then every 6 months, I'll go like mental, and then I'll do what is it? Amy calls it in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, monk and smout, where like you throw away things that like you don't use actively. I think that's what they called
Yeah,
it.
that sounds like
Ah,
me. I
Yeah,
usually shove things in closets and
yeah,
bags,
me
and
too.
then I'll
And then I
deal with
yeah.
purge.
them. Then I'll deal with them a few
Then you'll
times
do
a
a little
year,
occasional
but
purge.
it
Yeah,
doesn't
That's it.
happen. Like sometimes I'll just look at something and I'll be like, why is this still here? And
yeah.
then I get like this sudden urge, this motivation to just
Same.
clean
Purge.
like the
Maybe
whole
that's
house, but
why
it's
we
been
get
a
along
while.
because we're all like we've all got the same kind
A
of
little
like
bit chaotic.
brain.
Just
We've got
occasionally it crisscrosses.
Yeah, occasionally
Yes.
crisscross. We can all hang out. We should all go to each other's houses and like get and be like, oh, we feel the need to clean all of a sudden and help clear our minds, and then we can help each other get through all our cleaning all at once.
Oh
That'd
gosh,
be
yeah,
nice.
that might actually strangely work.
Lockhart just said
Um,
monk and spat. I don't know. I thought it was something like
that
that. It
was
was
my
weird.
point. It's like, okay, what does that mean?
It
I don't
was some
So
know.
German word, I think.
Yeah, like monk and snout,
Mm.
I
I
think.
I came across an interesting factoid on Facebook
Yes.
this week. I discovered um, who was offered the role of Catherine Langford in Torment of Tantalus before
Mhm.
Elizabeth Hoffman.
I didn't know there was a before. That's
Mm.
mental. I think
Mm.
Elizabeth Hoffman to me is like she just does such an extraordinary job. I can't imagine anybody else being offered the part before her.
So,
Yeah.
given that context, and I'm going to spring
Yeah.
this guys on you because I know I haven't told you in advance.
No.
Um, if it wasn't Elizabeth Hoffman, who would you have wanted or would have seen to have played that part? Now, for me, it would have been Gina Rollins because I
Okay.
adore her.
Mhm.
Hmm.
But Evie, who would it have been for you?
Okay, so I'm thinking that
And I'm
possibly
going to reveal
Estelle
who they picked in
Parsons.
just a moment
Mm.
here.
Okay. Okay, my money
Estelle
would be
Parsons.
on Estelle Parsons.
I don't know who these people
She's
are.
she
Well,
was
look it up.
she
You
was
have
about
Google.
she was about the right age, I think, when Stargate was in production to be a suitable fit. And she's actually still alive
Oh.
today. She's
Okay.
98. And
Hmm.
I know her from, I mean, she's got a pretty stellar career, but I do know her from an episode of Frasier. She played like one of Frasier's neighbors, and she was like this sassy
Oh.
older gal. And yeah, it kind of just made me think that she would have been the right age and she would have been an appropriate, I think, alternative
There you
to
go.
Catherine Langford. Uh, Other than that, I don't know. You could throw some really famous name out there, like Angela Lansbury. She would have been
They
appropriate
do.
age as
They
Okay.
well.
do
I
swing
was thinking
high.
that. I was
You
thinking
know,
that.
Angela Lansbury.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if she has the hair for. I suppose that she could pull it because Elizabeth Hoffman had shorter hair at that point too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
What
fact,
about
when
Bay Arthur
B.
or B Arthur?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, B would have been a nice one as well.
Yeah, I'm
Nicole?
not gonna lie. When you first said that, I was like, oh yeah, Angela Lansbury for sure. She's like one of the only people, respectfully, that like from that kind of era of TV that I know who is like older that wasn't like Betty White, respectfully, because I wasn't really alive in the 90s. So I'm trying to think like now I could maybe pull some actors, but like from the
Okay.
era,
So I'm going to bring
it's a bit
everything to a
harder.
screeching halt for just a moment here.
Oh god.
I
Okay.
gave everyone a few days ago an opportunity to come up with some people.
It was Thursday night. It was
earlier-
Thursday night. It was
Okay.
Thursday. I checked. It was Thursday.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday evening.
You don't know what my week has been. I have not divulged it. So
I
I've not had
know,
time.
but you know, there's this extraordinary device that exists now that 109 billion humans who have lived before us would consider a magic box. And it's just this amazing thing of nature. But she did come up with someone, Nicole. And who was that?
Angela Lansbury is like my initial kind of like.
Okay.
But yeah, it would the only thing that I could really think of for the era that like age appropriate, and also to be honest, in terms of like where her career was, I feel like it would have actually been a very helpful opportunity, and that would have been Debbie Reynolds.
Okay.
Simply because of the fact that I mean, so the thing is, right? You got Carrie Fisher who's doing Star Wars, and like she's done like When Harry Met Sally, a couple bits and bobs here and there. Nothing like not many other projects, but mainly that. Debbie Reynolds had done loads of really excellent movies. Seeing the Rain's one of my favorites. But then as time went on, she went through a lot of stuff personally.
She never really attached herself to anything anchoring her to a newer generation. You go and you watch her TV specials where she's in front of an audience in like Vegas and things like that. And it's all her age group. It's never like Carrie Fisher, she had a younger audience because of Star Wars that was perpetually generating new generations of people. And Debbie Reynolds wasn't really like that. And that would have been a really good point. I forget who Christopher Judge said that he would have loved to have for his mother. And it was someone big. And there was a chance that they were going to get her. And I forget what it was. It just fell through. But finally, who was it? You guys have any inkling of who it was?
No, I have no
No.
idea, other than the names that I wrote down and have pretty much spoken. So
Yeah.
You seen Titanic?
yeah.
The woman from Titanic? The elderly woman. Sorry.
Old
Old Rose.
Rose.
Old Rose?
That makes
Gloria
sense.
Stewart.
That makes so much sense, though. That's just like it's very similar kind of tragic kind of love
Wow.
stories.
And
That
it
is
was in
Before
Titanic
mad.
Before Titanic premiered.
That came out in what, 1997 as well?
That's
Or
right.
1996?
But they were looking beforehand. So, but because late 1997 is when that came out. So
That's
I quote
crazy.
from her autobiography. All right.
Okay.
The sound engineers were so complimentary about my performance. I heard the word Oscar again. The tension was building, but Titanic's premiere was 7 months away. June 1. The first script offer after Titanic had wrapped was sent to me. It was for Stargate, the television series. I was to play a 65-year-old scientist trying to meet her husband left behind in outer space many years before. I didn't find the role interesting, though, at 86. I was certainly flattered to be considered.
That's crazy. That's
Wow.
oh wow.
But it's
Ah.
interesting that I'm assuming that information about the character she was given when she
It's the breakdown.
was offered the role or
That's right. She
offered
probably would have been sent the script.
the audition. So that's interesting because I don't think of that being a major point of Catherine's story, really. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just sort of is like a side note to Catherine's
Isn't
story.
that wild that we could have had Gloria
Yeah.
Stewart as Catherine Langford? And I'm sure she would have done a fine job.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just can't see anyone else in that role other than Elizabeth. And I had
She's
just seen Dante's Peak,
fantastic.
so that was really fresh in my mind.
Yes,
And it was
yes.
thrilling to see her again. I knew her as Premier Bhavani in Star Trek: The Next Generation. And the fact of the matter is, Shanks said they had such a good time that they brought her back once again for Torment of Tantalus, or for There Before the Grace of God. She was like, sign me up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I love that.
I'm not gonna lie, right? I think that particularly Torment of Tantalus and There Before the Grace of God are two of my favorite episodes of Stargate ever, and like, you know, with good reason, because they set up so much for the show going forward and they do so many extraordinary things. But her performance in both of those really elevates it. She has such a beautiful chemistry with Michael Shanks, and it's so effortless. Like when she first comes in and There But for the Grace of God, after we've seen her in Torment of Tantalus, the way that he's like, Catherine, and she's like, I don't
she
know
anchors
you.
the room.
She really does, and she
Even
like
with
she
Rick
really
there, she anchors the room.
she has such an empathy and understanding like with him, especially with Ernest and like having that history, and she really like, you know, goes to hell and back verbally with Jack for him. And oh yeah, she's incredible. Honestly, I'm devastated that we didn't get to see her again after that. She was wonderful.
I look at There Before the Grace of God as kind of an example of what would it have been like had the Air Force retained her for the Stargate program. And so she was involved either not on a daily, but perhaps like 1 or 2 days a week. 'Cause people get old, you know, they start to phase out their careers, but not all of them just stop. And she could have been an active presence in that series for the first season as they were getting the program launched.
Well, I like to think that she felt like a very deep personal connection with the Stargate because, you know,
It's
she
her
was involved
Stargate.
in unearthing it when she was a child. So it's been there her entire life.
Yeah.
So I kind of like the thought that she wanted to kind of keep an eye on it.
Yeah. And it's
And
dialogue right
be
in
there
There
and make
Before the
sure it
Grace
was
of God
being treated
is-
well. And
is still that line, because in the film she says it's your Stargate. And then in There But For the Grace of God, she says, you know, what were you doing around I forget the line of dialogue, my Stargate. And Daniel says, your Stargate. Like, you've already handed this over to me.
Yeah,
It's like, not that anyone can own it, but there is like in our heads, like it is his, you know, because he rediscovered its purpose.
I hadn't seen Torment of Tantalus by the time I saw There With the Grace of God. I saw that first. So I remember going like, who's this lady? Who's Ernest? What is this? And then I remember going back and seeing Torment of Tantalus and being like, whoa, but I was still like, you know, that connection was so well done there that I didn't need the previous one to solidify it yet. So yeah. That's blown me away.
Lock Watcher,
That's
Gloria Stewart from the original Invisible Man. There you go. You guys ready to rock and roll?
I very quickly want to say that we didn't do this last week because of the fact that we already had one, but I have the quickest.
Yes, bad example.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it.
All right. You ready, gang? Have I got it?
Gang is ready. Scroll it down a little bit. Scroll down. I've done that before. Oh. You and your metaphoric.
It's not even metaphoric. It's literally what it looks like, just without some of the stuff behind it.
Without some of the stuff behind it.
Nicole, it's
Like
a series of lines.
Yeah, I know. And there's one line left because, you know, the other one. Yep.
There's one line left.
I tip my hat to you, milady.
Yeah,
I get it.
Screw you, David. Yes, thank you.
Just looks like something's been redacted.
Exactly. Sort of.
Not strictly redacted, but more cut.
No,
This is great, Nicole. This is really good. I've got
you.
it on my
Thank you.
game. I'm really impressed.
This is a very simple bad example.
My
I think it
brain
does the
is
point.
just my brain is
that's
not
good.
grasping it.
Let's
At
give the
least
chat a
the
minute.
lines aren't all yellow.
I don't have yellow. I don't have a yellow color. I had to go with black. It's not
It
my
would have been
fault.
harder to see anyway if it was yellow.
It didn't.
And
it
Kevin
didn't do it for
Weaver
her. It
in
didn't.
the chat has it. It is fail safe.
Kevin and I are on the same wavelength.
I was
surprised.
I was
Okay.
gonna do. I was
There
gonna
are
do.
five lines, and they're all yellow.
They're all
I just want to say
yellow.
that this is a very poorly designed bomb, and I want to just have a word with anyone who designed this thing after we get back.
Oh my god.
Probably
I went
the
back to
X-301
make
team.
sure I had the cable, the
sequence
wires
right?
right.
It
Yeah,
wouldn't have mattered
but-
for me.
Yeah, but I
Well
deliberately
done.
did it right. I didn't have a
That's
yellow,
wild.
Wow.
and I didn't,
That's
and I didn't
very
want to do
abstract,
too much
but I appreciate
and make
that.
it too obvious. So,
All right, well done.
There we go.
We're gonna do
Thank
full
you.
alert now, and I'm gonna have my lunch. So you guys may hear me crunching, but the audience will not. So I'm going to take a little bit of a back seat for the first 5 minutes and let you guys carry this while I dive in. So,
Okay.
you guys ready to rock and roll?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
First, what are you having for lunch? I kind of want to know.
Oh yes.
I eat like a child.
No, but what are you eating though? I want to know.
SpaghettiOs with meatballs.
Oh,
It was a
nice.
quick
That's a
microwavable meal.
great
I had
meal.
5 minutes.
That's a
so
great
yeah,
meal.
it's 300 calories. I'm set. So
It's
I've
like
been
having beans on
pounding down
toast.
protein.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So I have found
No,
protein
protein's really
shakes
important.
the awesome thing. I'm having
I
like as
do
much
protein
as-
shakes.
Yeah, so they're awesome.
Yeah.
And what snacks does Nicole have? Someone has asked. I've got peelers, green apple candy that you peel and eat. It's really nice, tasty.
Oh, actually,
I was going to say for a second
That
there it sounded
sounds like
healthy,
a
and then
good
you said
idea.
candy.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
it
it's
sounds
candy.
yummy.
Alrighty.
I have my
Candy.
blueberries. Oh,
Good.
go. I'm gonna
Look
add
at us.
blueberries to my milkshakes.
Evie's eating
I
fruit.
love
David's
blueberries.
eating SpaghettiOs,
SpaghettiOs
and
at the
I'm
moment,
having
yeah.
candy.
All right,
Let's
full alert. You guys ready?
Yeah.
In
Oh,
5,
yes.
4, 3, 2. Welcome back to Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. I'm with Nicole
Hello.
and Yvie.
Hello.
This is 814 Full Alert. We are reminding the audience of the
Yes.
fact that they are now called the Trust, right? Ooh, and one of my favorite episodes right here.
Jump back to
Oh,
season
really?
4.
No, the reference to
Oh,
season 4.
the original one. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
I'm
isn't one
just
of my
like,
favorite
"Whew,
episodes. What are you
okay.
talking about?
I was
think you're
just like,
talking to
wow, our
here?
opinions are really going to differ. So, guys, this episode originally aired January 11th, 2005. So we're talking exactly 21 years to the day.
That's
That we're
crazy.
Dude, that
rewatching
is
it.
wild.
That is cool, hey. How awesome is that? So this episode directly follows from the events of Endgame. So the Trust stole the gate, launched the symbiote poison attacks, and now they're back with, bigger ambitions. Executive producer Michael Greenberg described it as a sci-fi mystery about who was trying to get two nations on Earth worked up to such a fevered pitch that they might blow each other up.
And just
Also
before
worth
you
noting-
continue, I just wanted to note here that this is the first of 2 break-ins, and Jack really, really needs a motion
Thank
detector in his
you.
house.
He really does.
Yes, I was
He
literally
could just try
about to
locking
say
his
it,
front door,
because
though.
you know what? Yes, that's true. Or he'll just get a dog. So
Yeah.
so I
Amen.
usually skip this episode just to be upfront. So I
Yeah, same.
didn't really realize that in Citizen Joe, when Daniel suggests, you should probably look
An alarm.
into something. Yeah, because, this has happened again. I didn't realize that they were referring to this incident. So it kind of like settled in my brain yesterday when I was rewatching this.
I love how
And-
Jack is more
yeah.
bothered by the fact that he's drinking his good
Right?
Yeah, the good
The
stuff.
good stuff.
more than the fact that he broke in.
Yes.
Yeah. Also,
this-
just to remind the audience that Citizen Joe on the DVDs is actually after Reckoning and Threads, so the joke doesn't land as good about the 2 break-ins in a row.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Also, guys, the magazine on Jack's coffee table is the July 8th, 1996 edition of Time, and it features the headline Aliens Have Landed, which is promoting Independence Day, which is obviously written by Stargate's Dean Devlin and
Yep.
Roland Emmerich.
The way he pulls out a cell phone, that's so funny. It's so funny.
Like, you are leaving my house one way or the other, unless you have some
Yeah.
valuable information you can impart in that time.
It's funny because that joke that he just did, that little like gag there, that wouldn't really land in like now on TV, because like no one's gonna pull a landline cable out of your phone because everyone just has mobile phones now. So it's like,
Yeah,
it's a
and
shame.
even if you're like
little
my
things.
parents who still
Yeah.
have a landline, it's
One
not
of the
it's a
last.
it's a cordless. So
Yeah. Dan
Yeah.
Ben,
matter.
is this Senator Kinsey's last episode? Yes,
It
is.
is.
And
So-
former Vice President Kinsey, if I may raise a little
Mhm.
Asgard finger,
exactly.
Yeah.
It's his 11th and final appearance.
index finger, not middle finger.
So
It should be
I
there.
think that his character arc from NID antagonist to vice president to trust operative to Gould host, spoiler
Yeah, a bit of a
alert,
fall from grace.
is one of the strangest journeys in the franchise.
It's quite a wild one. I don't
Yeah.
think that Ronnie Cox has to come back in the new show, but I would love it if he did, because he's still around and kicking, and that is a huge villain.
It's open-ended.
Mm.
You know,
Yep.
I just want a line of dialogue explaining what happened to his host, to the Gould.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I found this kind of interesting, but the Japanese translation of this episode title is Critical Situation, US-Russia War, which honestly I think
Wow.
captures the stakes more directly than Full Alert.
Yeah.
It's a
Although
good
everything's on, like,
newspaper headline.
Yeah.
It is. Also, I tried to look at who did the voice of this sheriff, Andy, which is, I think, a nod to Andy Makita because he directed this episode,
Yeah.
but I think it's an uncredited role. Do you happen to know who did the voice? I'm just curious.
Do I?
Yeah.
I do not.
Or anyone. Okay.
Ah, yeah.
I also want to note, Lock Watcher said, I'm having David's favorite Jaffa cakes.
Oh, terrific. Especially the orange ones. If
Oh,
I
yeah,
could
and then-
actually hear
yeah.
the episode, I might have been able to tell you, but I can't.
It might
And
have been
then-
just a member of the cast or crew.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Dan Ben also followed up with, I'm having a bowl of orange with whipped cream. That's a strange combination.
Anything with whipped cream is made better.
Anything with orange is made worse, except Jaffa cakes.
I like oranges. I have to segment them though, so they don't have the
Mm.
peely bit.
We're getting some backstory here as to what happened after Lost City.
Yeah,
We
which is
are,
fun
and-
on
I know
a
it's
bun.
not as interesting as oranges and other fruits, but yeah.
So Jack had a comment before that really broke the fourth wall. He said, "I must have missed that episode, or you must
Yeah.
have missed that episode," and I think it's kind of fitting because RDA admitted that he's not a fan of sci-fi himself. So I don't know whether it inspired that line. But
I think this
yeah.
is at least the second time that he said something that's directly real within the show. Nobody plays one on TV. The reference
Yes.
for,
Yeah.
can anyone think of any others? That's a great line.
Oh gosh, not off the top of my head right now.
Okay.
But I'm sure someone might on the
The
chat.
other one I can think of is the one that's in Russian at the beginning of Small Victories. You know, it's the
Oh,
creatures
yeah,
from
these
from
the-
the previous episode.
Yes,
The
yes,
Russian submariners.
that's right. These are creatures from the previous episode. That's right. I made a short about that. That was
That's
funny.
very funny. Yep.
Oh.
Mm.
Also, I wanted to mention that I think that even as a disgraced former politician, Kinsey's still wearing an American flag pin on his lapel. I think it's
Yep.
because he genuinely believes he's still doing what's
does.
best for the nation and the planet.
Yeah.
He does, and he's wearing
Yeah.
he's wearing that flag as a shield.
I was going to say
And
like maybe a
it's-
crutch or a
It's
shield.
disgraceful.
Yeah.
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 Well, yeah, after everything that he's done, all his despicable connections and
Mm.
just deceit and everything like that, yeah, it's a bit
His
of a slap in the
seedy
face.
nature.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Yeah. Very interesting character though. Loads of interesting layers to him, which
Mhm.
makes him incredibly intriguing. I'm really sad that this is his last time with us. And what's really funny is he's able to elevate these episodes that could be more boring and like
Yes.
really bring a good performance. We've been here for 7 minutes, by the way, with Kinsey and Jack. That's like how good their animosity and chemistry is in
That's
these
it.
scenes. They do such a good job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
I think it's
a
interesting there
reminder
are
that
no
we
se-
all
Go ahead.
Nope.
Yeah, sorry, David.
Go ahead. There's no photos of Jack and of Jack with Sam and Daniel and Teal'c anywhere in this space.
No,
I just want to
there's
make
not,
that
I
known.
don't
He's
think.
stuck. His
I
house is
noticed
stuck
that.
in the past. Go ahead.
Yeah.
He, I meant in a way, he was stuck in the past for a long time. So,
Mm.
I can't remember what I was going to say.
That's what
Sorry
I'm
about
saying. Just
Kinsey.
finish your thought.
Yeah.
Being
No, that's okay.
naughty.
Actually, I remember now. What I was going to say is that, oh my God, I spoke too
It's going
soon.
well. Going well. It's going well.
Just when it comes to,
Oh, I
just
was
get
going to
it
say,
out.
just a reminder that we all hate Kinsey because Ronnie Cox is such a
He's
good
brilliant.
actor and plays the role
Exactly.
Yeah,
like
we don't
so
hate him
well.
because it's like, oh
Yeah.
my god, get him off the screen. He's so
Got to
dull.
get 8 minutes to
Very
get to
different.
the SGC. Look at
Yeah.
this. I like
There
it.
you
I
go.
like it. His
Oh,
freedom,
boy.
maybe. Yeah. So I want to say, guys, actually, I've only ever seen this episode twice.
Okay.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
However, I will say that Ronnie Cox is always like that particular first introduction, that 8 minutes, is my favorite part. So my favorite thing about this is the way that the Kinsey is backed into a corner to the point that Jack is able to do whatever he wants with him. It's very funny. Like the way that Jack's got his arms crossed, like he's quite smug. And you can see a little bit of it in his eyes. Like he's a bit like, it's not my problem. You're the worst.
So I think I think this is an interesting thing for Jack to say, because Kinsey acts shocked, but I'm sure that he's read Jack's file and he knows exactly what he's capable of. Like, as Jack told the probe an entity, "You've read my file, think again."
I think in that moment he's kind of just praying that the good nature of the SGC under Hammond and the way that it's always been about helping people would, like, you know, translate to him. And Jack's like, "Nah, you don't matter in my neck of the woods. You shut up."
Different leader.
Yep.
No, he is a traitor and a national security risk.
Yes. Yes. And just an overall piece of crap. So
not only is he committed treason, but he's also committed sedition, and those are two very different things. And it's like, okay, look, this guy's gotta be flushed down the toilet. But he's one of those really large poos that you just can't, like, it won't go. It just spins.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Well, I think it's interesting that Sam suggests red as Kinsey's distress code word, like a bit on the nose, given that he was just ranting about Russia and the communist threat. So I don't know whether Sam's being cheeky or the writers are having fun, but it definitely is a weird choice.
Feels like a fun poke.
Yeah.
What I find really cool about that whole scene as well, and the previous one, is that so with Jack's attitude towards Kinsey is still stern, but it's got a, you know, he's in control and it's so nice to see. And then with Sam, there's a level of like she's trying to be a bit nice because they're finally like not on the same side, but they're teaming up on something which is so rare. So there's this weird you know, that conversation, Sam was being kind of all right towards him to try and get him to cooperate, and it's weird to witness because usually they're always at each other's like throats and everyone hates each other, so it's like, damn.
Makita couriers, that's another Andy Makita Easter egg.
Brilliant. Isn't that just the same truck they just keep bringing back to be like the surveillance vans every time, and they give it a new business?
It's probably not the same exact truck. It could be.
It looked like the exact same truck from Chimera, the exact same one that they did the stakeout in.
Yeah.
And I love how they're in Colorado. Like the trust hides out in Colorado. Right down the road from Stargate Command.
Not?
You know, I would pick Arizona, or I would pick somewhere in, you know, Bubba's something.
I'd pick like somewhere along the border, so if I need to like run to like Canada, I can very quickly.
That would be,
you know,
crafty.
It'd be harder for the American government to get you if you quickly just like hop the border and then like just keep running.
We have a treaty with Canada for extradition.
That's interesting.
No, that's fair.
Look at that. I'm
so
learning.
This mansion is Rosemary Mansion on Selkirk Street in Vancouver, and it's the same location used as the NID safe house in 48 Hours, where Adrian Conrad was held. And it's also popped up as a sorority house in shows like Psych and Charmed. And I think Joe Malozzi said on his blog that it belonged to a former game hunter. So the entrance hall was decorated with animal trophies, and this didn't sit very well with some of the cast and crew, but especially Michael Greenberg, because he's a big animal lover and he didn't like being surrounded by stuffed heads, which is only fair.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I wouldn't mind taxidermy animals if they're like already dead when you taxidermy them, but if you're killing them just to like put them up on a thing, then I'm with Andy on this.
Is this the interior of the house?
Sorry?
Is this the interior of that house?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. And the three Trust conspirators, Parker, Kent, and Wayne, are named after Spider-Man, Superman, and Batman's alter egos. And the naming obviously suggests that you know, they're very obvious aliases.
Yeah.
So the writers are just having a bit of fun. And I wanted to say that one of the guy who plays Parker is Joey Oresco, and he actually returns later in the franchise as the second in command of Lucian Alliance in Company of Thieves. And he also appeared in an episode of MacGyver. And Wayne is played by Hiro Kanagawa. And he's actually since appeared in The Last of Us, and he also did some voice work on Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is really cool.
He did.
Also holds the distinction of playing a character named Tanaka in 8 different productions across his career.
Wow. I wonder why.
But it's like lazy.
It feels lazy. They just keep going for the same name.
Yeah.
Is it stereotyping if you're playing a member of your race?
I think that there's a level of there are so many names that they could be having,
so
and they're
names.
choosing.
That's a very fair point.
They're choosing one, like, for example, right? It's like, I don't know. It just feels like there are probably thousands that we don't even know of, but we don't understand the naming conventions or the culture, so we just not used to it.
Or he could be in on it and say, would you mind changing it to this?
I hope it's a bit. It would be really funny if it was
just
a bit.
an ongoing bit of his.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It could be, yeah.
So now they're putting gold in lock cases. So
yeah, I hope there was some air holes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it
doesn't need air holes, does it?
Water.
Just a bit of liquid, yeah.
Yeah, it needs
inject some oxygen in there.
Put a 9-volt battery in there.
Yeah. So. But I think not showing the symbiote is a lot more effective.
Oh, very much so.
Like just seeing Kinsey's reaction.
Because even when we see him on the video monitor later, we're not sure if it's an effect or not.
No, it's a very good way to kind of
convinced that he's actually transformed.
No.
Especially because next season they've already got this little chip that they can wear that makes people
Was Teal driving there?
I think so.
Yes.
Because he was in the left-hand side of the car. Yeah, that's cool. It's nice to see. Look at him.
I'm sure they twisted Colorado's arm. Give him a driver's license for the state.
Yeah. Well, he learned how to drive in 1969, so you know we're good.
He sure did.
He's had the ability to drive for many decades.
That's a nice little nod there. This is starting to become a habit.
Yeah.
The beaming technology. Oh gosh. I'm not thrilled with it.
So convenient.
Yeah.
But what is it? Hang a lantern over it. That's what they just did. They hung a lantern over it in order to be like, yeah.
Exactly. One of the characters comments on how convenient it is. That way nobody intended it for that to be that way, and we move on.
Yeah. Yet we haven't.
Team disperse.
That's it. Malazzi and Molly were really great about... This is their episode, right?
So this episode was, Malazzi and Molly.
They're really great about picking up dangling threads from previous episodes and reincorporating them into new shows.
Oh, yeah, I really love that as a feature. Because it's sort of...
if you introduce an asset, you have to do something with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like little Easter eggs for... it's like a payoff for fans who stay with the series. And it makes everything sort of come together so cohesively in the end. Yeah, it's like a nice payout.
Yep.
Kind of like a slow burn.
And not just them two just awkwardly sitting there. This is great.
Have to pick up the dry cleaning. No, you're going to Moscow.
Da. There we go.
Check off my guy.
Yes.
My guy.
Absolutely. But you're switching places with him. So he's going to come here and you're going to go there. It is 48 Hours Part 2.
Yes.
But not as good.
No. I hope Daniel likes the food in Russia, because McKay doesn't like the food in Russia. So I hope every time Daniel's made to go, he has a good time with the food. Eastern Europeans know how to cook.
I can't hear it, so I'm just going to do the sound effects.
I love that. It sounds exactly like it.
All right.
Let's go, team.
I've been privileged to have both of those folks on.
Yeah. Yes, you have.
And him.
Yes, more than once.
So handsome.
He looks
here we go.
And she is stunning.
She's beautiful. So her name is Francoise Robinson as Captain Daria Voronkova.
Yeah.
And this is her only Stargate appearance, but she actually is no stranger to government roles. She did also play the White House Chief of Staff in Supergirl, though
There
at
you
that
go.
time she was batting for the American side.
So
Switching sides.
in what
Yeah.
they did here was they acknowledged a mistake that they made in the tomb, where
Mm-hmm.
Tolenyev would have been Tolenyeva.
Oh, yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
didn't add the.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this last time, so I was about to bring it up
Uh-huh.
again.
You
I was like, I
did.
feel like we did it because
And for
you know.
Markov,
So
I don't know if that was
Yeah.
also Markova. Not sure, but they were very specific about Tolenyev. I don't know about that, what it is about that specific name, but yeah.
No, I like that they've gone back and kind of corrected that. So the website TV Tropes called it a bilingual backfire.
There you go.
That's clever. I like that. Yeah, it's quite funny because like so Eastern European names always tend to have that. So obviously, as I've said before, but for anybody who wasn't here last time, yeah, my boyfriend's family, they're all Bulgarian. So Petter and his Petter's mum and sister end their names with a VA at the end, while Petter and his dad are just a V. And it took me a
Yes.
while to learn that, and it
Mhm.
apparently causes some confusion when they're traveling between countries because they're like, why do you guys have
Yes.
slightly different names? You know.
So
So
Sallow
for
is, are you going to tell what it is?
salt cured pig fat,
That's
which is an
it.
Eastern European delicacy. And I
Yeah.
think that Voronkova's insistence on him consuming something he clearly dislikes sort of fits the pattern of Russia dictating terms.
That's
Like, it
it.
can also
You're
be
gonna
read
like this
as
food.
symbolic. Like,
Yeah.
Daniel is representing the American government being forced to swallow something
That's
distasteful
it.
from Russia.
That's it. It's often served with black bread, garlic, and onions, or served alongside borscht, which is beet soup,
Sounds all
I
right.
and
love,
potatoes for
I
a rich,
love
Yeah,
savory,
yum.
fatty
borscht.
snack.
Yes.
Kathy's call, speaking of food, has said, is Nicole keeping track of snacks again? Cheese and pepperoni plus caramel chocolates, not together though. I approve.
Also, their hair is not moving.
Yeah, you'd expect their head to move a little bit more if they're moving this
Yeah.
fast.
Well, and plus the sides are open.
That's
Yeah, like
true. Yeah,
you'd
it'd be
really expect it to be
glowing.
moving.
Yeah. Everything else is right though. It's pretty convincing effect.
Bit of goofgate.
Yeah. Well, I think this vehicle that they're riding in is a Volkswagen Iltis, which is a German military vehicle, and it's from the 1970s. I think it was used between the 1970s and the late 1990s, and it's still sporting the standard German camouflage, which isn't very Russian. And I think as a point of interest, the manufacturing license was actually acquired by Canada in '83,
Yeah.
and the modified versions were used by the Canadian military. So I think that's why they're kind of using them because they were
That
sourced locally.
they were actually sitting in the back seat when they recorded that. There would have been no reason to record that on a soundstage.
My boo! I forget he's here
Mike
in this
Dope
Mike
one.
Boot, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is his first credited role, but he's
That's
fifth
it.
so far.
His
So
first name
he would-
in real life is Michelle.
Brilliant.
He reveals that in our
I-
roundtable coming out later.
I just want to say that
I
again,
love that.
he is the nicest guy. You
Good
know,
guy.
when in
Yes.
a GateCon, I was at the Stargate Universe panel and I was so engrossed, I completely forgot that I had Mike Dofood, and so I ran back being like, "Did I miss him?" And then Mike came back to get a photo with me, and I was like, "Thank you so much," you know. And the thing is, I was like, it's ironic because I was at the Universe panel. You should have been there, you know, because
Yeah.
you're a great character. Why
That's
weren't you there?
true.
Yeah.
And so,
it was David and
um,
Elena. Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought that was a
Yeah.
bit. I think that's why my brain kind of short circuited because I expected him to be at the Universe one, so
Yeah.
that's why I missed him. But he's a good guy. Excellent work.
Yes, Patrick Curry waited for me as well because I almost missed my photo. with
We were too
Patrick.
engrossed in the panels.
Yeah.
Their relationship has come a long way.
Right. And now he's in charge, so like there's an extra, you know, like he has to have a bit more maturity, but they really have made it work as best they can.
I think they
Mhm.
kind of understand where each of them is coming from, you know, to a certain point.
I hope that they acknowledge the development of relations between Russia and the United States in this new Stargate series.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
this kept pretty uniform with our relations with Russia over the course of the franchise.
Yeah.
And if they're going to do any Earthside stuff, which I doubt there'll be a lot of in
Mm.
Martin's show, I would hope that it would reflect that, because at the end of the day,
Well,
this was really a thing.
it's super important because, like, you know, a lot of the, you know, like a lot of characters and a lot of the military stuff going, because this is in the 90s, is a product of, you know, the Cold War and everything, which is super fascinating. And so seeing that, and then it's been, you know, like 30 years since almost since Stargate first aired. So there's been a lot of changes. Everything's kind of like shifted in some ways and others. And so it's going to be really cool to see how the show deals with that going forward. I'm really excited.
Have you guys ever taken blood before? I just love how he pulls out the needle and just sits the thing on top of it. It's like, dude, you would have been squirting blood. I mean, not necessarily squirting, but it would have been running down your arm.
The vial,
very casual.
When the medic takes Daniel's blood, the vial is already attached to the needle. So yeah.
It's not supposed to be. They're supposed to put the needle in and then pop the vial on, aren't they?
Because it's supposed to be vacuum sealed. Also, these scenes are actually filmed at Rosemary Mansion.
Of course, well, it makes sense. Yeah,
I mean, it's a nice building.
Explains the fleur-de-lis there in Russia. So.
Yes. So in a Gateworld interview, Ronnie Cox actually revealed that he specifically requested Kinsey to become a Goa'uld.
That's
when
fun.
the writers asked what he'd like to do with the character, he said, let's put him on the other side.
Wow.
And I think he also noted that by the episode's end, Kinsey had become completely unenamored by the Goa'uld, or with the Goa'uld, and was going his own direction, suggesting he might resist the symbiote's control. But obviously we never revisited that.
I don't think he's strong enough to.
I was going to say he's not strong enough. I think he's a weak-willed sack of crap. So, what? He just talks big.
Yep. Once they had hyperdrive technology, they split.
Yep.
This makes a lot of sense.
It does make sense. It makes more sense than the whole eye thing that that the whole episode basically hinges on. If you know what I'm referring to.
Yeah. Nah. Which is a scary idea and super interesting. So this is a very cool thing as well, because, like, you know, the Guldur is trying to find different ways to kill us, right? Via like, you know, just traditional bombs and just, you know, shoot you, try to get to Earth, fail every time. This is a very interesting way for them to try and like go in through, you know, like our back door. It's and find a way to manipulate us from within, because often that's not like been a problem till now. Like, we have issues, but they've never really been able to use them against us. So it's very, very cool.
Colonel Chekhov, Raj Luthra says, I was annoyed that they killed off Chekhov in season 9. I mean, it's a great way to go.
It to me, it felt a little bit cheap, because they had to hit us with a sad death and a loss of a ship and stuff, and it was like, well, of course it's not going to be the one that all our favorite characters are on. You know, I love Chekhov, but he was the one guy that we like on a different ship, so yeah, felt cheap. I just want to say that, you know, isn't Daniel like the expert on the Goa'uld in this current situation? So he should be in there.
Yeah. It would be nice if the Russians would consider that.
Yeah.
Well, he gets his way.
Yeah, eventually. They eventually, you know, he finds a way.
Also, do you know what Dosta actually means? It means enough. It means enough. So it's not a swear.
Bad. I'm sure they couldn't actually swear, because I guess even translated, they don't want swear words.
Yeah, could have.
Yeah, but even in Atlantis, oh my God, what's his name?
Zelenka?
Swears. Zelenka swears.
Yeah, he does.
In Czech, yeah.
In Czech, yeah.
Oh boy, here we go.
Nah.
And convenient enough,
naturally,
the defense condition lights are present.
So I should have actually mentioned this back in Gemini, but I don't think I realized until a few days ago when I was researching. But Gary Jones quietly became the most frequently appearing guest star in the series around that episode. He actually surpassed Terry Rothery's 77 appearances as Frasier. So by this point, he's at around 80 appearances, and he'll go on to appear in over 100 episodes.
He also surpassed Terrell Rothery as well.
Yeah.
Not just Terry.
Terrell, sorry.
I did hear that, and I didn't want to throw Yvie under, but David, you did it for me, so thanks.
Thanks for throwing me under. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Look, call me out.
No, it's funny. It's funny.
When I
Yeah,
do
do
it.
it.
When I do it. So, I love the lighting in this shot.
Very
Very
sinister.
atmospheric.
Mm.
Okay, haven't we established he can break through chains?
Yeah, but I mean, he can't break through,
Mm,
concrete. So I guess maybe he's just like, nah, I can't be asked.
yeah.
I mean, in his arms. Oh, I see what you're saying. It's like, just why worry about it?
Yeah. Like, why untie yourself here when you're gonna have to get through the whole room? And it's like, I might as well just stay here. Don't cause a problem yet. Bide his time.
That's a Gould, all right. Kevin Weaver says Gary Jones is over 50% of episodes of SG-1. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, so the
Loves
website
us.
TV Tropes pointed out that Daniel's interrogation technique here is kind of a callback to season 2. So Tilk recommended, goading the Goa'uld by prodding their ego back in the line
Yeah.
of duty, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what Daniel does. He dangles Baal's name and calls the system lords pathetic, and it totally works. And the Goa'uld slip up and reveal their motive. If Baal isn't going to wipe them out anyway, they're taking Earth down with them.
Of course. Yeah. It's
Can
revenge.
I just say, it's quite hot that Daniel's the one in the room, kind of doing a bit of like an interrogation, but like he's not too aggressive with it, but like it's very attractive seeing Daniel kind of doing this kind of role where he's being more antagonistic and trying to get information. I'd usually expect that kind of attitude from, more like Jack and stuff. So it's fun. It's fun to see.
My contacts in Moscow.
Like season 1, Daniel, I don't think would have been capable of doing that.
No, that's what I mean. That's why I'm like,
Yeah.
it's nice, the growth,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you.
Me?
He's not.
He has a backup plan.
That's the thing.
does.
That's what I love, is that the Gould arrogance and that their desire to cheat death is how Daniel knows that he's full of crap.
I wonder if a symbiote could overcome radiation poisoning.
I was about to say, yeah.
Doubt it.
I think that there's radiation breaks down everything on
Maybe
like a cellular
withstand it,
level.
but
Yeah.
not. I don't think.
Last a little bit longer
Wouldn't be
than the
able to
average
save
human.
the
Yeah, I feel
host.
like you'd
Yeah.
have like a couple extra weeks maybe if you had a
Maybe.
symbiote.
Because it wasn't even brought up in Meridian, was it?
Having Daniel inserted with a symbiote? No,
Yeah.
no, yeah, it wasn't.
They were
Because,
talking about sarcophagus. But
Yeah, that's different though, because that's healing you,
Mm.
and it can heal that kind of damage. But a symbiote, that's too much work.
Yeah.
It can deal with cancer, but it can't deal with, the radiation.
And probably Selmac would have considered going into Daniel to attempt to save him while Jacob
even
used
think
the
about
healing
that.
device on the
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
Not
Even
knowing if
Tilk
it
would have
would've
had
worked.
Junior at that
The
point.
the thing is, I think
you
that
wouldn't
just
want to put him in there, but yeah.
the cells, yeah, the cells are all like just essentially melting down to like nothing, right? They're completely
Shredded.
breaking down.
The DNA,
yeah, so there's
it's being ripped
like
apart.
no. I feel like repairing it, the rate at which everything would decay would be too fast for a symbiote to handle.
All right, so my
Bye.
question is, the Russian officers are firing directly on Daniel and Kinsey. They're just a few meters away and neither of them gets hit. Is it lucky timing, or does the beaming technology offer some kind of protection during transport?
They kind of went out of phase almost, or something.
I want to
like...
know how he managed to get that thing in there with him. Did he have it up his butt? I mean, have you seen the interview with Seth Rogen? I mean, come on. It's an awfully big device. Looks like a garage door opener. You'd think that they would have searched him a few times by now.
Yeah.
Well, I think Kinsey's making a fair point. Like, beaming him out of Russian custody only reinforces their suspicion that the US government has been
just
compromised.
Feels a little
That's
silly.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? They made a pouch inside of where his appendix used to be, and he reached in and grabbed it.
Amazing. Let's put that in the lore.
Okay. Is there like
Chekhov's
maybe
cacking
yeah
his pants?
maybe where he was like previously shot, there was like I don't know, like a burrow in which to hide the device.
Little burrow.
It's interesting. He feels he's going to be safer in Russia.
Kathy's Cool said, "Ew, David." Yep.
Well,
Just like
where
Schitt's
else?
Creek. I love that show.
Where would this
Ew,
one go?
David. Ew.
I
Great
haven't
quote.
seen it yet.
Oh, it's so good.
It's on my list.
It's a good show.
Sometimes when I think about you, I just think, oh, David. You know, it's great. Yeah.
And sat him just for the heck of it.
Cause him some discomfort.
Yeah. It's starting.
Mm.
The idea of this episode is a good one.
It
It's
is,
a sound
yeah.
idea.
The Goa'uld come to Earth and they infiltrate a military power with nuclear weapons, and try to get their hands on the nuclear launch codes. So turn the keys. That would be, I mean, if you no longer have mothership power, just take them out that way. That's kind of appropriate.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Use their own. They have the ability to destroy themselves. Use it use it to make it happen.
I like that they're both absolutely cacking because they're everything's about to go up in flames.
And
they
cacking, you mean crapping themselves?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, yeah. We say cacking as well.
Yeah, cacking themselves. Because I want to say the S word, but I'm not going to do that. So, yeah, it's really interesting because at the end of the day, no one actually wants to die or kill each other. Everyone's just kind of sitting on their nukes as a fail safe, being oh, hey guys, we have this. Just no one shoot each other. We've got big bombs, okay?
Right. Oh, there we
and
go.
So it's very interesting to see how sincere and how much Chekhov and Jack are trying to work together and communicate. It's great. Oh.
Wow.
Oh, Kenzie.
Yeah, it's under attack inside and outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Surprised Prometheus had his shields down while they were transporting him.
Well, haven't we talked about this before? How it's real dumb that they consistently don't have their shields up automatically. It's well, if you're gonna get a surprise attack,
there's an Alkesh out there,
right? Yeah, we've definitely said this before about something else in another episode because I'm triggered all the same.
That's Mike Dopood.
Yeah,
it is. I assume that's just his actor's headshot.
That's just his.
It looks like
it. Looks
it.
awfully
Yeah.
good. He was a model before he joined the military.
He's a beautiful looking man.
He is.
So is he Goa'ulded?
Probably. Yeah. Like what you said, those shots from outside the Prometheus were reused from Endgame. That's what I thought. Is that where we complained? We complained during Endgame the shields should have been up the whole time, and that's why we're like, wow, we're making the same argument as we did last time. Their shields should have been up.
Put it together, O'Neill. Yeah, there you go.
Glasses, yeah.
Oh, I think she's reaching.
But she's right.
I mean, she is right.
Do we ever find out for sure?
No, I don't think so.
No, but I do think that obviously them saying it, I think Sam is correct. Yeah, Liz,
Well, I think it's interesting that Chekhov wasn't willing to consider that the Russian military had been infiltrated, but he's convinced by this fairly slim evidence. There was a lot of fan discussions debating about whether the glaucoma deduction was clever writing or too convenient. But the collaboration between Sam and Chekhov does save it, but maybe desperation plays a role here too.
Well,
he needs this to be true.
What I will say is that during a murder mystery, it's always that little convenient thing about oh, he actually wears glasses the whole time, that kind of thing would actually pass in a murder mystery. So to me, to be honest, I think that this is an okay pill to swallow. I can definitely run with this one.
I don't know.
You gotta buy it.
It's leaving a bad taste in my mouth because it's hard to swallow.
Eat some blueberries. It'll be better.
I am eating some blueberries. So people online have said that Kinsey has a seemingly endless, like limited supply of ammunition. Also, the Zats there,
And lives.
Teal'c and Daniel had them open in activation mode during the confrontation, but when they reached the ring room, both weapons were closed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kevin Weaver says the Sodan devices emit radiation, but don't there's well, they don't have
Yeah, because they're talking about hiding the beaming
don't they
thing
have
in like
symbiotes? Yeah,
shoes
they have
and stuff.
symbiotes.
Yeah. Mm.
Lockwatcher says Barclay Hope is married to another Stargate actress, Lindsay Collins, Dr. Bureau. This
Yes,
is
she
true.
is.
Ooh, them's fighting words.
So Martin Garrow once wrote me and asked me, "Can we transport through shields in Stargate?" And I said,
Ooh.
"There's nothing to indicate that we can't.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As long as you know the frequency. I mean, that's what you could hang it on." And Dan Ben says here, yeah, sometimes they can transport with shields up, and other times they have to lower them. It's not a
Right.
consistent rule in Stargate, as well as Star Trek, by the way.
Yeah.
So.
What I will say about science fiction is, it's for me, it's one of the harder things. I've spoken to several authors actually about it, because a lot of authors I read write fantasy and not sci-fi because they're afraid of all the rules. And that's the one thing with science fiction that's so
Ah,
hard, is trying to keep up with all the rules and where to bend the rules when the plot unfortunately like might
sure.
need it. And it's so much harder because science fiction, once you set up a bunch of rules, it almost can't be changed. And you've got to find the wackiest workarounds in order to mess with the science you've set up.
Okay,
So
so take special note here of Kinsey. So he grabs both the hand device and the Asgard transporter activator. So I
yeah.
think that's interesting.
Oh, because basically you're trying to see, because they're leaving it open-ended
Yep.
for Kinsey to be able to escape by giving him the beaming
Yeah.
technology. Yep, makes sense.
I mean, he's such a great villain. You don't just want to knock him off in this episode.
No.
Yeah.
But alas, they kind of do. But also, it's not entirely that. I think also, without Richard Dean Anderson as a main character in the show to play off of Kinsey, it's kind of not worth bringing Kinsey back unless RDA is there. So, and he's leaving at the end of the
Maybe.
season. So
Yeah,
maybe they would have brought him back if RDA was still about, but he's not. So
possibly. So I think even on Gatewell, they said that Kinsey likely escaped before the Alkesh was
I
destroyed.
suspect.
Because
yeah.
he could be anywhere on Earth, armed and carrying, full knowledge of the Stargate program, while the
Yeah.
SGC presumes he's dead. And I think even Joe Malozzi was asked in 2010 whether the Guawulded Kinsey would return in the planned Stargate Revolution movie, and he said there was no plans to revisit the character, but the
Yeah.
fate kind of was still left deliberately
Oh, yeah.
ambiguous.
So Matthew Hammond in the chat said, when you have finished all episodes of Stargate SG-1, can you do a tier list of the seasons? So actually, Anthony in the chat has been keeping track on a spreadsheet of the Stargate episodes and seasons and our average ratings for ourselves and the audience included. So yeah, when we're done, I think we are going to do that, to be honest, aren't we? Because that's why we're keeping track. So yeah, be fun.
That's it.
And Raj Luther said, this is one of the things that makes sci-fi great, the smart writing, Nicole. Yes, and that's the thing. That's true, but I think it's very indicative with the amount of TV shows we watch of how difficult writing science fiction is, no matter how smart you are, because you unfortunately are going to fumble the bag every now and again, like Star Trek and Stargate. Doesn't take away from how smart the writing is and how good it is, but sometimes the plot and amount of time you have means you've got to bend the rules and have a few hiccups. So
what was Jack planning to do? I'm kind of like a bit confused because it never tells us exactly what he was about to authorize. Like, why is he wanting to speak to Washington?
Isn't he about to authorize nukes?
Maybe.
Like opening the hatch and like kind of getting weapons ready just in case, and then that's it. But then luckily we don't need
They kind of
to.
like leave it unspoken, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think originally, if I'm not mistaken, I think the script
See?
called for like a larger
Yeah.
military build-up and like a global confrontation, but the budget was
Yeah.
limited.
Well, I did a good job though, because right there the silos are closing and everything. I think that was Jack being like, okay, well, we're gonna have to, if their silos are open, we need to make sure ours are as well, because we've all got to sit there full alert.
Yeah,
That's the point.
maybe.
So like
Yep.
when you go full alert, that's when the nukes are out and you're ready to go. That's
to
the whole
rock and
point of the
roll.
episode. So
Yeah.
that's why. So I'm gonna imagine, yes, Jack was 100% part of the decision making and communication with the president to be like, hey, this is what we're doing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think there's kind of mixed messages with this episode. On one hand, never trust the obvious villain, and then sometimes the real threat is already in the room.
Don't go to war with a nuclear-powered nation.
Yeah.
That's what I take away
Smart.
from
Good
it.
advice.
Full alert, everyone. That information could save your life one day. All right. So hey,
Yeah.
So that was
I
an
just want to
episode.
say that was in fact an
Certainly
episode.
was.
What I
It
will
was
say
an
about the
episode.
episode, right, is that we did manage to find loads of things to talk about. Good job, everyone.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was very
Great
much
team.
appreciating all the little details because of the fact that the bigger details weren't so tasty.
Look,
So.
Yes.
this
It can't
episode.
all be
David's
tasty.
head's in his hands.
Can't all be tasty.
It's kind of all over
Can't
the place.
be all a bowl of SpaghettiOs.
It
It
is.
can't- I think it was just a bowl of SpaghettiOs, which is, I mean, it fills a hole.
It does fill a hole.
But
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is that it's all, this episode's all over the place. And that's the reason that it has 6 minutes of exposition at the beginning to get you ready for this thing. And then this is the dark side of servicing backstory. You have to constantly reference things, which is great for long-term fans. But if it's not all that interesting to begin with, what are you going to do? And as great as Ronnie Cox is to have him involved, and as much screen time as Rick gets in this episode, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work.
Yeah.
I don't find this one working.
Their first 8 minutes was good. Everything else sucked.
This is a 2 for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think I'm ready to go as well. So, speaking of what you're saying, David, about like as long-term fans, like, yeah, there's like some kind of reward there, but it builds off of like what we know. There are so many times that I know people have turned on Stargate and it's just been the wrong episode. And they've been like, I was intrigued, and then I saw like 5 minutes as one episode and it was garbage, so I turned it off. And like, there's one of those episodes where if you turned it on and you thought you were getting, Stargate and you got that, you'd be like, I'm not doing this. Yeah. I mean, as I was saying, the first 8 minutes of the show was great because the chemistry and the discussions and the way that they're so antagonistic with each other is just why it's why we like watching Kinsey and Jack in a room sparring. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah. So that was great and a great start to an episode. But I mean, and the ideas are great. And to be honest, right, given the amount of tensions between the different nations in Stargate and the amount of times that they've all had to kind of compromise and get along, this kind of episode was not long overdue, but like due for sure in a way, because it's like, well, not everyone can always get along all the time, so you've got to like have a bit of tension. So yeah, I mean, 2.
That's reality.
That's just reality. Exactly.
That's
that's the thing. Yeah. So I'm giving it a 2. It was aight. So
it was aight.
Okay, so I think it'll be 3 for 2. Because I was also going to give it a 2.
Oh, okay. 3.
Yeah.
3 2s. Okay.
Yeah.
3 2s. Yeah. 3 for 2.
Clever.
Because it's a well-intentioned episode that tries to tie together some aspects of the show, but I just don't think it turned out as well as they had intentioned. I mean, I like seeing Chekhov.
Yeah.
I like seeing Kinsey to a certain extent. He's a good villain, but I compare it to like the farewell of Mayborn, and it just doesn't measure up.
Really?
We've had
I think
2.
Mayborn's farewell is so much better.
That's what I meant. This episode doesn't measure up to Mayborn's farewell, because we're seeing the farewell of 2 characters who pretty much started in the franchise at the exact same time.
Season 1.
And they have 2 very interesting story arcs, but they're just executed completely differently. And I just think Mayborn's was done so much better than this episode.
And you can't help but
And
compare,
it makes me a little
That's
bit
correct.
sad
These are legacy
for Ronnie
characters.
Cox, I guess. I mean, he might have been happy the way it turned out. I don't know. But I think they could have taken his character to some interesting places. And I just think this sort of fell a little bit flat.
I wish they had the balls to kill him off in this.
Yeah,
I
same.
think if it had been a rewarding ending for the character in some way, even if he just goes out in a ball of fire, I might have given it a 3.
We've been wanting him to go out in
Maybe
some
they
sort of
didn't
ball
want
of
to
fire.
copy. They didn't want to
season one.
copy what happened with Simmons. You know, because like Simmons
But they
got he
did.
got what?
They
He got
did.
Goulded.
It's the exact same
They
thing,
got
isn't it?
well, they got Goulded, but he died, didn't he? Simmons
got
got sucked out of the air
Yeah,
vent.
and
He got
it was-
spaced.
It actually
But they-
feels really similar, and it's also in like the same like vibe episode.
I mean, he was
place,
Goulded,
blah.
sure. He was a bad guy, sure, but you know, they didn't maybe they didn't want to kill off Kinsey because they had already killed off a character with a
suppose.
similar path.
I suppose.
no,
And
no.
not everything has to be tied up in a neat little bow. And
No.
I don't have to give every episode a high rating. So there we go.
Yeah, we can do what we want.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
like to be quite honest, I'm sort of a little bit disappointed with both episodes this week.
Yeah, it's not.
The
not the
Atlantis
vibe.
one's also a stinker.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah. I want to apologize for my camera here. My computer's not plugged in. I think the camera's just on its way out, so
It's all
I'm
right.
just gonna have to buy a new
It's all
one.
right.
So we've got so everyone's actually been a little bit more generous than us, which is very interesting.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah, so we've got Urius Tosh with a 3 out of 7 chevrons, some
Perfect, guys.
fun, some spaceships, not much
Yeah.
else. Sarah Beamy said brain off episode. Yes. I was trying to keep my brain on. We were really like not reaching, you know, I was really just trying to find some of the good parts of this episode. So yeah. Gecko Fett, I'm giving us a 3 out of 7. Anthony said this one is a 3 for me. It's meh. Yeah, more than meh.
Yeah.
Stuart Miller, 3 chevrons. Kevin Weaver, I give this one a 3. God damn, everyone's being really nice. Kathy's, I say nice, a 3 isn't nice. Kathy's call, I usually skip this episode. I'm with David, 2 chevrons. Yeah. Raj Luther, my rating for a full alert is 5 out of 7. Why? Respectfully. Why? Because that's bloody high. I give like episodes I love a 5, like a brief candle. So I'm gonna need you to explain yourself, sir. A Lock Watcher, this is a 4. This is a big story, but a bit of a bottle show with the cork still in. Yeah. That's very
that.
I really like that. That's very good. That's really clever. Every time Kinsey shows up, bad things happen. Jack's interaction with Kinsey and Chekhov is priceless. Yes. Jed Ted, 5 chevrons. Love the intro. You've got 2 5s, guys. Like, please, I would like to know why. This
Diversity is the
weird.
spice of life, but I would also
It is,
like
it
an
is,
explanation.
But also explain yourself.
Gimme. You must explain yourself in here. And then we've got Dan Ben with a 4, Candy Mitch with a 5. What is going on? Okay.
I'm thrilled.
I'm really happy that people enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys took away things that the factoids that Evie had and some of the crap we were spouting to try and make this entertaining. Please, like, you know, like eat it up. Eat it up. If you know, did it get better for you guys? Like, were you guys who were at 5? Like, was it a 4 originally and then Stargate was just better with friends? Was it that? I'm curious. Yeah. Okay. I mean, sure.
I think it is.
Okay. Yeah.
I think Stargate is often better with the TV watching is often better with friends, because if you don't like it, at the very least you can make fun of it with everyone else.
I was gonna
around you
say.
and gain
Yeah.
joy in the making fun of it. So that
Yeah.
at least works.
Yes,
So-
that can be a bond building activity.
And
know.
Jed Ted's answer was,
Yeah.
I'm an easy critic. To be fair, right? Sometimes I can just let go and just enjoy TV, even if I know it's crap.
Let me show
So-
you a little video of a dachshund currently letting go here. So just little fart bubbles.
Oh my God.
It's a little
Why
fart
is that what
bubbles.
we're cutting to?
Because it's in
And-
tandem with what you were saying. Because he's letting go. Look at that little chocolate fish.
Oh, he's adorable. I
See?
like the side eye. Like
The
you
side
did
eye.
that.
I've had 4 little Dachshunds. I love them so much.
I've
But
had
the reason,
3 or 4.
yeah, the reason I got my giant greyhound is because I was like, I want one, but I don't want their little yappy buggers. So I was
They
like,
can be.
I would like a big
Aw.
one. So one on stilts. So that's why I did that.
One on
It's
stilts.
disaster.
Dachshund on stilts.
Yeah, that's
It
a
works.
greyhound. Yeah, in many respects, yeah. It's a
Yeah.
hund. All right.
Hund.
Hund.
So what have we got next, gang? We have
We've
got
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Is that the one with the lady?
Afar,
The
yes.
floaty lady? Oh.
Yeah.
I remember when
Yeah.
this came out, and
Kirk.
Darren reported about. He reported early, like about the spoiler that that she's an ascended being. And
Darren.
I remember production coming
You
down on that
bad word.
and saying, "Look,
Yeah.
you got to pull that." I think he was under the
Oh.
impression that
Plot
it was
twist.
an earlier act reveal,
Yeah.
and it
Right,
wasn't.
okay.
So I'm trying
Okay.
to remember the sequence of events, but I'm going to have to go and do my research.
So
and
did
check.
he see the episode before it aired?
Did he
or
see
was
it
he
being
given
filmed?
some
It was the
bits of
sides.
information from
He was
production?
using
Okay.
faxed sides that
Right.
casting agencies were using. So
Okay.
and those
Before we
contained a lot of information at that point.
Yeah. Before we move on,
Yeah.
Gekafet said it was originally a 2 for me, but being here made it more enjoyable. That's what's
Case in
important,
point.
guys.
That's it. It's
That's
the
what we're here
togetherness.
for.
And Candy
the
Mitch said
flocking.
every episode starts with a 7 and it goes up and down like a yo-yo, depending on how good or bad it is. That's fair. That's a
TV
good way
show,
of doing
not
it.
a yo-yo.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just make it spin. It's round.
It has to spin. I'm the general. I want it to spin. Now. Alrighty. You ready to seek sanctuary?
Yeah.
Might
Let's
have
go.
to actually
I
pull
wouldn't
up the
go out
episode.
with ready, but let's do it. Let's
Uh,
rip it off like a Band-Aid.
I don't hate this episode. So I guess we'll reveal that. All right. Sanctuary in 5, 4, 3. Welcome back to the Wormhole Extremists. My name is David, and for some reason I'm talking like William Shatner. Here is Yvie,
Hello.
and here is Nicole.
Hello.
Wow, I just love that wide shot of the hive ship burning. I just love that.
Oh,
And this is
so
the
there's
previously
literally.
on.
yes, there's actually a few one and dones this episode. So Paul McGillian just announced the previously on recap. So I think it's the only time that Beckett gets to do this in the entire series. And we've also got writer Alan Burnett and director James Head never returned to the franchise again. And this is the first and only time the Atlantis team meets an ascended Lantean. Spoiler alert. And I
yes.
believe that Joe Malozzi called this his least favorite episode of the show's 5-year run, possibly the
Whoa.
franchise's
Wow.
There are
entire
worse episodes.
17-season run.
There
And
is one?
he
Has he watched
yes,
Bane?
he rewatched it in 2014 with his wife Akimi, and her verdict was something like soap opera happening.
Has he watched Icon? I don't know what's going on with these people. Okay. Right.
He also questions the logic of this opening. So McKay insists darts are short-range fighters, so there must be a hive ship nearby, but we never actually see one, and the darts can use
Budget.
Stargates. So,
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
is
yeah.
it a coincidence that the Reef happened to be at this planet during this episode, or have they been stalking out the planet for generations waiting for this opportunity?
It's a little contrived.
Yeah.
That was a cool effect, though. I always loved
It
this
is a
opening
cool effect. It's a cool
That
effect.
was the thing. Atlantis always delivered on the effects, so if nothing else, well, it looks good. Ooh, boy.
McKay falling over. Hilarious. He should have some sort of like, in fact, actually for safety, like, you know, when people are like in like hanging from something or they're at a height,
Or like a
doing something
harness?
dangerous. Yeah, like a little mini heart, or like, you know, just clip it onto the
Yes.
back of his vest and
And
attach
attach to
himself
the
to the top.
top.
Yeah.
Yes. And it could be
Just
on
for
like a train. So
Yeah.
he could move about the puddle jumper,
That's
but
it.
still
Because
be
if
in
like
relative safety.
if like Air Force like health and safety officials saw the way the puddle jumper was when
OSHA.
McKay was trying to do
OSHA.
science back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, OSHA
Yes.
violations.
Yeah.
You know, sort that out.
That's it.
Damn, his
Oh,
intro
yeah.
is nice. we're really excited.
I'm just kind of surprised that Joe thinks that this is the lowest of the franchise.
But
I believe
honestly,
so,
right?
yeah. You should bring it up with him.
Unbelievable. Yeah, tell him he is wrong. His
I'm
opinion,
not tell him he's
it's
wrong.
not valid.
I just want him to explain himself.
That's what I'm saying. I'm joking. I'm taking
Explain
the
yourself,
mic.
sir.
Yeah,
Mm.
My friend,
Tell him he's
you
wrong.
wrote full alert.
yeah. You
Look,
wrote below.
I
You wrote
would
Icon.
love-
You wrote
know what?
Bane.
I would love to ask Joe, and I don't know why I haven't done this. Like, which
Yeah.
episode of his he could take away if he
Oh,
could.
of his. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a whole lot different question. Yeah. I would
Well,
hate to
yeah.
like not hate. I would find it so difficult You need to be a certain kind of person to be able to look at your own work and be able to be like, oh, that wasn't good.
But Joe
Be a
is that kind of
critic.
guy.
And
He's more
and
than
not
willing to say,
judge
you know what,
yourself.
that was not
Yeah,
our
yeah.
best effort.
How else
I
do you
really
learn,
respect
though?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only way you learn if you can critique your own
I
work.
really struggle. I don't like making mistakes the first time, so I choose to
Yeah.
just not even make the mistake in the first place. So I'm like, no creativity.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, you do that long enough, you don't live.
Exactly,
You
that's my
just
problem.
shroud yourself
Yeah.
in vagueness so that you don't have to figure anything
Yeah.
out.
It's very
Mm.
difficult. I'm trying to like learn to come to terms with like accepting failure and learning. So
So they call it space lightning, and this is apparently a nod to Doctor Who because during the John Pertwee era, Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart would constantly simplify the Doctor's scientific explanations with that
that was a lot of
exact
words.
phrase. Yes, it was.
It's
The
a kid's
pronunciations
show.
there were a struggle. Yes, yes, kids show. Yes.
Could it be?
Yeah, non-naturally. Like, could you imagine if that was happening? Like, space is weird, but not that weird.
Mm. We're also about to see some reused footage from Childhood's
Childhood's
End.
End.
Yes.
Mm.
At least get rid of the peninsula
Canada.
on the pond, guys. Come on.
Try to make it like a different planet, slightly.
I love when they reused the Christian medieval Christian planet from Demons and they just took away the
Yes.
cross.
Yes.
Just take out the cross.
How can
You're
we
fine.
reuse this? Just remove the cross. Done.
Isn't that the crater in Hawaii, Black Bear? Isn't that what that
I
was?
don't know.
A map painting of?
It could be. I'm not very familiar with the landscape of Hawaii.
Gallimimus herd, golfing in Lost, a ton of filming locations. Where it was used as a lot. So yeah.
As a lot. Right.
Of the same, it was the filming location, singular, was used in a lot of movies, plural.
Right.
And those sticks and twigs really do keep out the wraith.
So this planet's Proculus,
Yes.
but apparently it was originally called Procularum in an earlier draft of the script. I don't know why
Interesting.
they changed it. I think it's a weird name for a
It's too
planet.
Latin.
Yeah.
I love their outfits, though. They're snazzy and colorful.
They are. I do appreciate the color. You guys know how much I like color.
I know. Especially in our
Robert, yes. Robert Thurston plays Zara. Zariah? Anyway, previously appeared as a scientist in the SG-1 episode Redemption Part 2.
Yes, that's correct. Hawaiian masks, I think. It's very Polynesian.
It is
Yeah.
Polynesian. Yeah, that's...
So have they seen... they have, yeah, that's right. They have seen Shia. Yeah. But they only know her as a servant of Athar, not actually as Athar herself, right?
Correct. Yeah,
I'm
they
jumping
don't.
the
I
gun a
don't
little
think
bit
they
here.
realize. Yeah, they think it's two different entities.
Why? Well, they don't think of Chaya Sara as an entity, do they?
No,
Just as a
no.
woman who just doesn't
Just
seem
as
to
a
age.
woman. Yeah.
Just trying to remember why does she have these guys with her? What purpose do they serve?
I just know that it was her punishment for disobeying the ancients that she be guardian of this planet and she's not
Yeah.
allowed to leave. And she's also not allowed to expand the number of residents. But
Okay.
that's, I think, all they say.
But what purpose do these guys serve? Do they just
I
communicate her
don't
will?
know. Yeah, I don't know what purpose they serve. I don't think they really address that. They just live in perfect health and perfect harmony. Which actually kind of sounds boring. His sarcasm.
Yeah. There you go.
He's just not accepting it at all.
Nope.
He's
Nope.
pretty
Faith is
disrespectful this
stupid.
entire episode. Yeah.
Nicole, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
How many times do you think you've seen this episode, Nicole?
maybe 4 or 5. It's not one that I
Really? Okay.
I do a
But
lot.
that's more than full alert.
So it's yeah, for sure. I think I just enjoyed the twist about the ancients and the fact that in Stargate Atlantis we don't really get to see
Okay.
ancients for very long. So
Yeah.
it's one of those that I revisit when I want to get that kind of vibe when it's been a while.
There you go. This is really what would happen if you would ever visit an alien planet. The entire populace would be like, "Ooh, let's stare at the off-worlders."
Yeah.
Exactly. So
They really
kind
could
of
move
got
everyone there.
another childhood's end connection.
Mm-hmm.
So for those who don't remember, McKay swiped the ZPM from that planet without,
Sure
you know,
did.
fully
Yeah.
understanding its purpose. So it's a bit of a callback to that because he says he's not going to take their ZPM if that's what they're
Nope.
using.
So what I will say as well that bothers me kind of about this, the kind of ignorant approach to this episode is the way they're like, oh yeah, you know, just like we got here and these people look too primitive to like be harboring any kind of big ancient weapon or anything. And it's a bit like, guys, we've been through this already, okay? We've had it several times where they've been harboring stuff and they don't look like they're harboring
Yeah,
stuff.
that's it.
Yeah, it's
Stop
true.
it,
They're
They
not
do
necessarily
mention
aware that they
they
are.
do mention that,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's a weapon as such. I think their weapon is Chaya.
That's
No, it
correct.
is. No, yeah, I
but
know
we
that.
don't know
I'm
that.
just saying, yeah, they
Yes.
shouldn't be making assumptions because we've been round the bush a few times.
That's right.
Also, I forgot to mention that if you watch Shepard's jacket throughout the planet scenes, in the scene just before, his US flag and Atlantis patches were visible, but by the time they go visit Chaya at this temple, they're gone. And then when he's back
Interesting.
at Atlantis, they're back. And also, this is the set from It's Good to Be King.
Of course, yeah. I think I
Yeah,
noticed that
it's
the one
pretty
of the first times I
obvious.
watched it.
Yeah.
And they only just like filmed that episode, you know, the other
Just more
week, and I don't know
plants.
how.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I assume
I don't
they,
know how
they
the
probably
timeline
filmed
was, but
them pretty close together.
yeah.
So that's Leonore Varela, who plays Chaya, and she's a Chilean actress. And she, I believe, starred as Cleopatra in the 1999 ABC miniseries that was opposite Billy Zane and Timothy Dalton. And she was also a vampire princess in Blade 2. And she was the original martyr in Arrested Development. And then she was later replaced by Patricia Velasquez.
I'm not sure, but I think
And
I sold that necklace.
oh, did you?
I may have, yeah.
I think I might have had
sold
a
some
necklace like
pieces
that
from this
back in the
planet. Yeah.
90s. Oh. So the website TV Tropes categorizes this episode under Love at First Sight. And they said that McKay lampshades it with the eye roll. And they called it the Mayfly December romance trope, given the immortal ancient is falling for a mortal human. I think it's kind of hard to notice, so hard not to notice how much of this like negotiation hinges on Shepard being visibly smitten, like from the moment that
Oh, he
Chaya
is. I mean,
appears.
even at this moment,
So
he is.
if she'd been like a
Yeah.
different gender or someone John wasn't attracted to,
could've gone totally
would
different.
they have been able to get past McKay's outburst? Because he has this pretty big outburst where he's really
Yeah.
negative. And they just sort of brush past it and apologize on his behalf.
You know what, I thought respectfully to Stargate, I thought we were past this, right? They can dabble, I'm sure, but it's really just kind of boring when there's a kind of romantic tension developing between especially in the early days between the lead character and the hot alien lady. You know,
Yes.
it's Jack had it a bunch of in the early days. They all kind of had it a little bit sprinkled in, and it's a bit like,
Yeah.
I get it, but
It's
like,
a
can
bit
everyone just
lazy.
chill? It
It's like
feels
lazy
lazy.
writing.
Yeah, like I don't mind when they do it later on, like in season 4 with Laren, you know, like we've been with John for 4 seasons, and this woman really like gives as good as she gets, you know, like it's great, it's fun. This just felt like, I don't know, I'm bored of it.
Whatever it
he's feeding
is or
into it.
isn't, it works.
Okay,
And we would like to
Yeah.
bring more people here, please,
Yeah.
because there is a whole friggin' planet rather than your little village. We can put them on the other side of it, on another continent. You will never, ever see anyone.
Yeah, I think even I don't think it's Chaya. One of them says that most of the planet is empty. Like it's uninhabited. So they could theoretically put more people on this planet, but then we find out later that apparently that's not possible.
No, but you got to feed into some of their Delulu for a minute.
Delulu?
And yeah, in order to, kind of get the
Must
real
I?
answers. Yeah.
Except in this case, the real answers are the Delulus.
Yeah.
Mm.
The only Delulu here is the one that she is perpetuating, that she is not the same being as the one who can throw lightning bolts.
Yes.
Yeah. And McKay just made a Wizard of Oz
Do you like Delulu,
reference.
David? Are you going to adopt this into your vocabulary?
No.
Did you know
course he's
that it got added to the English dictionary recently?
Delulu did.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there you go.
Love it.
Oh, I just always thought it was, I don't know, it's at least a few years old.
It's one of those things that's like become so common that they've just decided to put it in along with a bunch of other silly, disturbing things that Gen Z people say.
Yeah.
Like skibbity. I don't even know what that means, but
There you go.
people say like skibbity toilet. And yeah, at my work when we were talking about it, we had a presentation and our CEO brought it up. And he was like, skibbity got added to the dictionary. I was like, why are we bringing this up?
Would the ancients not permit other beings to arrive? Or is
No.
it that she couldn't protect the whole planet? I'm trying to
No,
remember the logic
I think
behind it.
she's not able to add to the
Yeah.
inhabitants of this planet.
So the
Yeah.
ancients would interfere.
Yeah.
Correct.
Or the ascended beings of this galaxy. All right.
Yes.
Whoa.
Well, I think
I don't remember that.
his outburst is like sort of the dramatic highlight of this first act. Like he's being rude, but and he's being tactless, which he always tends to be. But he's
Yeah.
also saying what everyone's thinking. Like
He
people will
is
die while this planet
considering
sits empty and
millions
protected.
of lives. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he's saying the quiet part out loud, and
I
I
wanna
don't
say
think he's wrong.
something about that as well, which is that now I don't know how helpful this is, right? And I know he doesn't know now necessarily. Well, I don't know. Would he have ever read the reports on how ascended beings don't interfere? He doesn't know she's ascended right now, but I'm just curious. Would he? Would he have read those documents?
I don't think that he would have a great deal of interest in that area of the knowledge base that's come through the Stargate.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's like super important for them to understand that, especially because we're going to be bumping into ancients potentially, and maybe even ascended beings around here because they're ancients.
Mhm.
They should have some more understanding of their kind of rules and how things are,
That's a
and
good
how
point.
some cultures might adopt some of that, because to a lot of cultures the ancients are a religion. So I don't know.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just my thought process.
This is kind of rare for Shepard to really make this impassioned speech, to the point where they really kick up the fans for him. Yeah.
Literally fans.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Evening
This
breeze.
isn't Thor's hammer, darling. Calm down.
Was it really the evening breeze, or was it a Thar?
Apparently, allegedly,
it was her just giving a little
was
wisp.
A Thar.
Okay.
She was gently
But
stroking
I think
his
also
face with her
it's
breeze.
just windy in Vancouver.
This is a set.
Yeah.
Purportedly, it is the same set as the one that's in It's Good to Be King.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it's definitely the same set.
I know.
So if
Well,
I
love how,
was
Thar is
Go.
convinced that Trier shouldn't leave, but then when the wind picks up, he's like, okay, bye.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
answer. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I was going to say that based on who I am, I'd like to be the kind of ancient being that she is, because I am the god of wind. So
Yeah, that's
because I'm a
true.
gassy lass,
You are
that
a
breeze would
gassy
just be
lass.
me.
At least you're owning it.
Damn right, got to.
Gosh.
Hey, I haven't made it about flatulence in a long time, David.
There you
Calm
go.
down.
You know what frustrates me about the staircase?
Mm.
What's that?
Like you
The-
can
the
see
lights
the
are not
gaps, the gaps in the
In the light,
halogen
yeah.
bulbs underneath.
Yep.
Oh, right.
Okay,
The
you got
angels
an
love
ascended
halogens.
being here, and you're putting it under a microscope. Now, how often did they do this with people who came through the Stargate?
I feel
I
like they
don't-
did it off screen. They just pretended to do
okay.
it. I don't know.
They kind
Yeah.
of made it sound like this was like a pretty standard step
Yeah, because in
when they
SG-1,
bring
they
someone new
always
into
take
the
someone
city.
straight to Frasier in order to make sure that they're not bringing back any
Yeah.
pesky germs.
Aw.
But this is like
I
a
just think
more efficient one.
Beckett's laying on the charm pretty thick. Like he's lovely on the inside and the outside.
It's pretty icky, to be
It's like
honest.
it's a bit icky.
It feels a little sleazy, guys.
Also,
Everyone
his
chill.
Coming from a lab
exposition
coat.
about the ancients' Exodus sort of sets up the very next episode. So Before I Sleep will depict this
Mhm.
event directly when we learn an alternative timeline. We had traveled
Yeah.
back to approximately 8,000 BCE.
Yeah. Yeah, if my doctor was like bringing on the charm that hard, I'd be like, can I request another doctor, please? Like, this
Right?
feels inappropriate.
Yeah.
Mm,
So she rules over a paradise while the rest of the galaxy just suffers.
yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Man, he is hot under the
He is.
collar this whole thing.
Is the weapon.
Well, he's scared, isn't he? He wants to be able to find any way to not
I
die,
think
so
I think his thoughts are all over the place. I think he wants to protect, Atlantis and the other planets
Mhm.
out there in peril. I think there's also just a tiny bit of jealousy there as well.
mm.
Jealousy.
Yes,
How so?
with Chaya kind of falling instantly for Shepard.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, bit of
Has he made the
McKay's
Kirk
Just a
reference?
misogyny
little
kind of
bit.
poking through. Yes, yes.
He did make the Kirk reference?
No.
Not yet. Not yet. It's coming up.
I was going to say.
He makes it twice. Yeah.
I forget that it's this episode, and I even made the comment myself earlier.
There's the explanation. Yeah, they don't have a ton of Nakoda reactors.
Yeah.
And they just
Yeah.
blew one up,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
Yes, they did. Yeah. I think this might just be my thoughts, but nobody has questioned whether Proculus's protection has cover limitations. So the planet is, as they've said, largely uninhabited, which seems odd for a paradise. But what if
Well, it
Chaya's
sounds like paradise to
refusal
me. But yeah, go ahead.
isn't just divine gatekeeping, but it's like practical reality?
Well, that's
Because
what
we
I'm
had like
saying.
the
What is
whole
her
EM
influence?
field in
Right.
Childhood's End only covered a small area.
Uh-huh.
And ancient tech does tend to have limitations, but as we find out later, it's not ancient tech. I believe it's her.
If the entire planet was populated and the Wraith did come, I'm not sure one ascended being could stop them all.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean, she may have been able to, but the reason that they won was their sheer numbers against the ancients. Now, is Chaya originally from Atlantis? Is this her home?
No, I don't think they established that.
Okay, they just established that she.
But
is
she
Atlantean.
definitely does seem to understand the connection.
Mm-hmm. And this is not the only time the Atlantis expedition meets an ascended being.
No.
The other one's in the Pegasus
That's why I
Project.
have some fun with this episode, because it is cool to see. Although it is like quite like cheesy the way it's like, I came here for you. It's like, okay.
Oh, yeah. Vomit in my mouth. So the blood pressure reading of 130/70 is actually pre-hypertensive. I double checked. It's on the Mayo Clinic website. So he says that she's in perfect health, but her blood pressure actually indicates otherwise. So a little goof.
Well, I would have that a little bit of tension, considering I'm responsible for an entire,
Planet.
village
That's true.
of people.
She's got many
in the event
emotions
that
right now.
something
She's got a
tries to overrule them.
crush. She's got a
Oh, yeah.
planet.
She is
So-
rather indulging herself, to be perfectly honest. She's
That's
leaving
what I'm
her
saying.
planet up
Yeah,
to,
well, she kind of knows that.
Yeah, she even admits it and talks about it, but it just feels so
Under
like
threats.
I get that you're sad and you're a person. It's just ugh.
I honestly don't. I have a hard time believing that she would have just walked away from her world.
Yeah, that's my problem. Yeah.
She did so quite
exactly.
willingly, and
Yeah,
there
right,
was no
exactly.
argument, there was no debate. She's
Death
just
takes
like,
a
I'm gonna
holiday,
go.
She's
like, I can
I'm
leave
just
for 5
I'm
minutes.
just gonna split.
Yeah.
She's like, I deserve a quick fling off world.
Yeah.
Because I've been tied to this planet for so long.
So one of the things that I learned when I was up in Vancouver is that these balcony rails are directly inspired from the Blade set design
Mm.
Oh, inspired from.
to incorporate them in other parts of the set. So that's
Oh,
what
so
they
like
were
for
doing.
fluidity, like for
Exactly
design
right.
fluidity.
Design
Oh,
fluidity.
oh,
So
Makes sense.
Blade architecture is a part of the Atlantis design away from the Blade sets themselves.
that's cool.
Yep.
No, it makes sense. If you've got like a big portion of the blade set, it'd just be cheaper and easier to integrate it into the Atlantis design so you can
That's
reuse it.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Or I thought that it augmented Atlantis later, but it did not. So you have different levels of kind of, pardon the pun, of warm and coolness in the Atlantis set design. Like
Yes.
near more the human areas, you've got warmer colors, but in more of the utility parts of the city, you got more of the blade related stuff, which is how they sold it. Yep.
Oh, she woke it up.
So this is the first indication she might not be
They're like, she has the
exactly
genes.
human.
Like, yes, 'cause she is an
Yeah.
ancient.
Did she turn it on purpose?
No, I think it was an
don't
accident.
know. I think it
Oh,
might
maybe
have
she
been an
did do it on
accident. I'm not
purpose.
sure.
She
I
had
don't
to have known
know.
what she was doing. She put her
Yeah,
hand
because she
there.
knows. She's been there. She's from this place. She would know. She's not a dum-dum. Yeah,
I
no,
don't know
you're
if she's
right.
from this place, but you'd think she'd recognize the technology.
She's a Lantean and she's getting punished by, like, essentially. She's an ancient. What? Was she ascended and did she come back down? She ascended? She ascended?
She's still ascended.
No, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's ascended, just living
She
here in
gets all
human form.
glowy. Yeah, she gets
Yeah, so
glowy.
she gets that nice middle ground where they ascend you back a little bit, but not far enough. Yeah, it's I feel like based on her knowledge that she's not dumb and she has all that understanding of what it means to be an ancient. I think that either she forgot because she's drowsy, and it's been a long day, or she just decided to give him a helping hand.
Drowsy and it's been a long day. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, no, we don't need food. We don't need medicine because we're perfectly healthy.
They have
Gluttony,
achieved a balance with themselves and their environment.
damn. Yeah,
And
nature.
the only way
let's
that you
go.
do that is by keeping the population at a certain size.
Mm.
You keep the community around to 150 people. A commune, a proper commune, can go up to about 150. Above that, you start having Pareto distribution problems with too much and too little. So, but it can be achieved. The consequence is everyone has to maintain uniformity and within that community, and the community cannot exceed a certain size. It's not possible for it to.
So Shepard just said Kwanzaa is
yeah.
a religion, which is actually a week-long American holiday celebrating African heritage and family values, not religion.
That's
So,
great.
Yeah.
but snaps for enthusiasm, John.
There you go. Snaps.
Yeah.
Also, I believe this is kind of a goof. Grodin says that he's been working on deciphering the ancient logarithms instead of algorithms, because logarithms are mathematical functions, algorithms are procedures that the computers use. And I think this sort of biometric sensor subplot is like a clever way to keep McKay engaged while Shepard's off playing tour guide. Like McKay's paranoia about alien detection system does turn out to be right on the money, just not in the way that he imagines. So I think sometimes being suspicious of everything means you are occasionally correct.
He's just
jealous much.
Man, he is.
He's really
Can you
spicy this
imagine
episode.
this kind of McKay for the entire series?
Oh, he would have been insufferable.
He would
Yeah.
have been insufferable. I think this is peak original McKay at his peakest in all of Atlantis.
Yes, it's the McKay we knew and hated.
I love he's got a picnic basket though.
Yeah, and he's trying to justify it.
Yeah.
And Taylor's just like, I don't really care, but I do like how she's teasing him.
Oh yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
it's sort of one of the episode's better character interactions.
Heavy burden.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I wasn't sure because of course I wouldn't be sure, but this is for you guys, I guess. In the chat, Bitcoin Capital said Festivus is more celebrated than Kwanzaa, just saying. And
It's
apparently
entirely
that's a
possible.
Seinfeld.
Yes, it is.
That's correct.
It's a Festivus for the rest of us.
I was
That's
like,
it.
what's that? And then I quickly looked at it and I was like, oh, it's something
Yes.
I won't get, but you two will.
That's
Haha.
right. You know, I mean, it feels like they have to come up with scenes to put Rachel and Rainbow in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's just,
exactly. It's awful.
Yeah,
it's why
we hardly see Rainbow.
Atlantis sucks.
This season.
Atlantis doesn't
this
suck.
episode.
No,
but
it's why it sucks sometimes. It's why it, to me, it falls shorter and is weaker than SG-1 because of their underutilization of their team.
And you hit it on the head. My problem with Atlantis is that it never felt like the team fully clicked.
Yeah.
It never felt like this core group of people, these four, whichever four there were from season to season, were the team to tune in for. And, you know, for the first
I can appreciate that.
5 seasons or so of SG-1, that was the case.
Yeah.
I mean, Fandemonium, that was their, wow, what a view. That was their, oh, and that's a rear screen projection, isn't it? Yeah. That's not too bad.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I find the lighting a bit odd.
Yeah. But
yeah, because it's a rear screen projection.
Yeah.
It can only get so dark.
They've gotten better with those now.
Yeah.
Like
They
nowadays,
sure have.
they're fantastic.
Well,
so
they're LED screens now.
Yeah.
So it's called the volume.
But like on your point, David, I think you do make a good point, because when I think of SG-1, I think of the team of the four, right?
Mhm.
Whereas with Atlantis, I don't even know what
You think of
Shepard's team is
Atlantis.
called.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have a team
Like,
Shepard
I don't
and
think
Rodney,
of them as being
Yeah.
a team of four. I just think of them as being like
They
almost
rotate
like a
through
fluid
them.
team of four, because like sometimes it's Ford, and then later on it's
Ronan.
Yeah.
I don't think of it as a team. I don't think of them as like a unit.
They
like
don't even have a
unified
his
group.
team doesn't even have a designation.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
No,
yeah.
they
That was
don't.
one of the things that I was always confused with. Even Creation Entertainment, when they saw an early screenshot of the Atlantis uniform, they released this merchandise early on of the Pegasus logo with Atlantis, and underneath it said 7, because someone misread the blue Pegasus logo as a 7, and so there are these official merchandise Atlantis patches out there. I can pull up an image at some point here of that. Let me get it for you. And it was just like, what is his unit called?
Yeah.
It never has a name.
I just want to
not
note, by the way,
officially.
because I do want to say something about that as well, is that Shepard just had the cutest little like giggle kind of panic. And that was like, you don't really hear Shepard laughing like that. That was like a little like
it's like an awkward,
quite sweet. Yeah, it was actually quite an endearing little giggle. Yeah, this is my thing. Whenever I talk to people growing up, like everyone who I spoke to would always tell me Atlantis is better. I'm like, no, Atlantis is cooler, and it has loads of cool new things and technology, and that's fun. And the show is Stargate Atlantis, yeah, and it's about Atlantis more than like the team. And Stargate SG-1 is about the team, but you need, if the team ain't clicking, the show ain't working, right?
What that person is saying is that Atlantis is better for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, but here's the thing: they wouldn't say that though. What they would say is SG-1 sucks, Atlantis is better, and I'd be like, no, shut up.
So the comparison is coming up.
Yes.
I mean, Rodney is just, he is a douche in this episode.
He really is.
He can just, it's funny because I feel like if McKay was in Shepard's position right now, he'd be riding that high and like be like, no one give me any crap for this. But today he's being very difficult.
Even Joe Malozzi felt that Shepard getting aggressive with McKay here is sort of out of character, because just 2 episodes ago in Hot Zone, Rodney risked his own life to save Shepard and the rest of Atlantis from that deadly nanovirus, and that kind of bond would count for something. But here Shepard's ready to throw down over a woman he met yesterday.
Yeah.
Just cringy.
The whole I am
I storm
enjoying
away
this
like a child.
episode far less than I expected to.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
Far less. I actually thought you were going to go the other way.
No.
Yeah.
No, because I'm pulling it apart, and it's this one's
we can
like
see the
peeling an
holes.
onion.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry
The
to say
layers
that.
of bad. Yeah. Logwatch did make a joke earlier saying she has the genes, but is wearing a dress right now. I just wanted to share that. I thought it was funny. She is. She's just got one big lie.
He's a bit
and that's
flaky. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just she doesn't have any gumption, or she's just a bit
Moxie.
flat. Yeah, she doesn't
Yeah.
have any moxie, which is what Laren has.
Yes.
If we're talking about
Yes, romantic entanglements.
romantic tension. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Shepard. I'm not gonna lie, man. I think that in terms of like somebody for Shepard, someone kind of needs to match, in my opinion, his like kind of wit and charm a bit more. And I feel like Laren is she's got like a kind of Vala vibe to her, but she's more secure in herself. Like she knows what she's about.
Yeah.
The annoyance is where the similarity is. But yeah,
Yes.
it's the I'm hot and annoying. Let me bother you attitude.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't think they're well matched, these two.
Yeah, I agree. So one fan on Joe Malozzi's blog said that this scene helped set the tone for disliking the ancients because they consistently judge humanity while ignoring their own failures, like abandoning an entire galaxy to the Wraith.
Yep.
So Bitcoin Capital said Atlantis is more of an ensemble with the secondary characters, Dr. Beckett and Major Lorne and Zelenka, etc. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? That is the case. It's of an ensemble, but the problem is they're not utilizing the main ones in the ensemble. You know, like if anything, I think that, you know, especially Beckett and Zelenka have so many more opportunities to shine bright than Ford and Taylor had, and Ronan eventually. You know, they got to do a lot more because they were the sciencey guys.
Yeah.
So
is she aware of what McKay's doing?
Yes, she's about to turn to him and call him out. Yeah. I remember this very distinctly.
There we go.
There we go.
And he just fumbles.
Okay.
Fumbles
how would you know that, lady?
There is a sensor under the table. I don't know if she saw him pressing something up there, or she's just
I think she's the ancient juju, guys. Ancient juju. It does do no harm. She's right. I think that putting a little thing to double check when you don't know someone well is completely justified.
Here we go. He's got it.
Yeah.
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 You just got intimate with an ancient.
Yeah, she old. You know, this is a reverse age gap. Usually it's like, you know, the men go for younger women. This is like Shepard has a thing for older ladies.
I'm right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just tell us that. Fine. Yeah.
Oh, for you. Ugh. It's so cringy.
I think that it's romantic.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I like how both, like McKay, Taylor, and Weir, who probably don't often agree on something combined, they all unanimously shout out about leaving Shepard alone with Chaya.
Yeah.
Oh, is she feeling that something is wrong?
Yeah, apparently she does that faint.
Yeah.
She's feeling a disruption
Cruisers.
in her waters.
Wraith cruisers. Okay, that's why she can walk away, because she's attached to her planet.
Not even pretending now. I'm just gonna glow away.
No. And she can activate the
Still has to
Stargates.
activate the Stargate though.
Yeah, exactly. See, this is the quickest way to get back.
Also, you can tell where the practical prop kind of becomes the digital effects.
Yeah.
Why would he go on his own? Like, why wouldn't we send someone with him?
Yeah, I wouldn't think it would be her custom to send an away team of one.
Yeah,
If I may borrow from
an away team of one.
Voyager. The other part of it is the Wraith are aggressively like pounding this planet for this teeny little village. Why are they doing that at this point when this is a great effect too. Just a really cool shot.
Yeah.
Why it's established that they're I guess I don't know anymore.
I don't know why they
why are they
chose
like
this planet
feverishly
now.
hitting this planet?
So actually, I have a theory about this that I thought about when I was a kid, actually, because I also had the same issue. My theory was that because her punishment is to like forever look after this planet. If she's not there, then everyone's going to get killed. So I think the Ascended Ancients deliberately have kind of brought the Wraith
Like
here on
summoned the
purpose.
Wraith?
Yeah, as a way to
I
punish
don't know
her
about
for what they've done.
that.
I 100% think it is, because if that's her punishment, like let's say that the Wraith only turn up once every like 5,000 years to this location, then her sitting there on that planet is not really going to be a big deal, because she can bugger off whenever she wants and wait for the next hive culling. You know, it doesn't make sense.
Can I just quickly say, if you check the equipment pack behind Shepard, someone left the television series logo visible instead of the in-universe expedition patch.
I just noticed that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, I fully believe it, because like this is like their punishment. I mean, they are fully capable of doing evil stuff like this. For example, they only half descended Anubis as punishment to Oma. They are perfectly capable of of doing bad things to people when they think that they're morally just. So
setting the Wraith against her on this planet is vindictive.
But that's what that's the point. That's what they said. That was the deal. They said you are never allowed to leave this planet. You must protect it from the Wraith at all costs. If you know,
so you're saying that because she left,
attacking...
they then summoned them.
Yes, because she's not. It's her job to stay there, because she's lost her freedom.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, they were there before she left the planet. So you're saying that they just
there was only two.
That's the other thing. Yeah.
There was only two at the time. And the thing is, we know how the Wraith work. They don't just like keep bombarding one planet. They come every few thousand years. So this is unusual for them to do. Yeah, exactly. So what's the point of her defending the planet if there's no Wraith to defend it from? So
and they may be differently concentrated in this portion of the galaxy. So
yeah, it's I fully just think
the hive ships may not be evenly split up.
I think all the Ancients did, the Ascended Ancients did, was give the Wraith a nudge to be like, look, girl, you ain't, I was going to say another word, so look, girl, you aren't allowed to break the deal we made. This is your punishment, and you have to live with it. And that's it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So she's talking about her punishment. So the rules, the Ascended Ancient rules, are kind of consistent with some of the SG-1 episodes, like Ascension, Full Circle, and Fallen. Like non-interference is their highest law. And Chaya broke it once to save her people from the Wraith, and her punishment is protecting them for all eternity.
That's what I'm saying.
That's So that's what makes it punishment. You know, she's referenced, I think, as well, just a little side note, I think they do reference her again in Epiphany and Irresponsible, but
it's not a punishment if there's no threat, you know? If the people aren't in jeopardy, then what's
this is
the
what
punishment?
happens when you leave the
wrong.
planet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
I
kind of wish like this had been like a one-off, you know, where instead of Shepard, it was like, I don't know, like an arc over several episodes with like a member of the expedition, and she fell, you know, for this guy, and this guy chose to leave the expedition and stay with her on the planet. You know, I think there'll be something beautiful about that. I'm sorry, but I'm being sappy here for a second.
It's kind of cute at times, only just. So Bitcoin Capital just mentioned the Ori. I'm going to say with the Ori, which is simply that, the Ascended Ancients, because they have the let's not get involved, but only sometimes. The Ori came in and just started annihilating the entire galaxy, and they just sit back. The Ancients are dicks. I've said it.
They can be.
Yeah, not always, but sometimes.
I think if
go ahead, Yvie.
I was going to say, I think if McKay was watching this, his eyes would be rolling so far back.
Oh, yeah.
He'd
also be like, why isn't it me? Why isn't it me?
Also, it's kind of, it does echo Orlin and Carter's connection.
100%. Yeah.
Some fans found it romantic, others expected it to set up something significant for Shepard, which it
Yeah.
doesn't. It
Well,
goes
that's my
nowhere.
issue with Atlantis in many cases, is that, there's a profound transformation of character, and then the next episode it's,
Yep.
like in
Yeah.
Epiphany, I remember asking Flanagan, I said, so Epiphany, this is a big, because he was a contributed story on that one. He was really proud of it. And then I said, so this will carry on? And he said, no, it's one episode. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I was going to say that the Gateword polls actually ranked it as among the worst of seasons 1 and 2, alongside The Tower and Epiphany of all Shepard romances.
Boy,
They called it the Kirk trilogy.
that's Sanctuary, everyone.
Bitcoin also, so what they actually said about the Ori was, would the Ori have invaded the Pegasus galaxy if they knew the Ascended Ancients were the same ones as the Milky Way? 100%. They would have been like, let's get on it. We've got to annihilate them. We've got to get rid of all the history of them. So
I think it's important to recognize that the ultimate logic that came out was that ascended beings occupy regions of space. They are not all-knowing and all-seeing. By the time that Fourth Horseman Part 2 rolls around, it's established via Cameron Bright's Orlin that once a prior steps foot in the Milky Way galaxy, he knew everything there was to know about them. So Ascension doesn't make you all-knowing. It makes you all-knowing within a region of space. So they are tied to a region of space.
To the galaxy. Well, that's why the Ori were minding their own business, and it wasn't until that they were made aware of the galaxy of unbelievers.
Of your need. We now know of your need.
that they then popped over. So
Mm-hmm.
they're all knowing within a certain region of space.
So remember me talking about in this episode on Sanctuary, me talking about the so we were talking about the patch that the team wears and what patch number like they should have, because everyone in SG-1 had patches, SG-2, right, a designation.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you guys have seen this.
No, that thing is
I haven't.
interesting. I don't want to call it ugly, but compared to the Pegasus,
it's very ugly.
That thing is really ugly.
This is what was made when a group of fans saw the first images from production for season 1 of Atlantis.
Those grainy little stills from
That's
2004,
right.
and they were like,
it was always a number on the badge, they assumed that it was a unit number, and so they thought that Shepard's unit number was 7. Wow. And I'm trying to get confirmation right now, but there is a possibility that at certain conventions this was sold as well as merchandise.
Oh, cheeky.
I mean, you know
it's
what?
kind of interesting.
Interesting
it's
lore.
interesting that it's wrong.
It's like when you get like a misprint.
Wrong.
It's like when you get a misprint of a book, it's like, oh, I have
but it becomes valuable,
Yeah.
sometimes.
I have like 24 karat gold
Nixon
Labubu.
for getting this to me, Stitch.
That's the vibe.
Because it was like, oh man, oh boy.
That's very interesting. Also, HP Artcraft just said I have the same tattoo as Nicole and in the same place. Haha, what are the chances? Yeah, I mean, the point of origin. Evie's got one on her leg. David doesn't have any tattoos, but maybe we should sort that out. Unless,
Eventually.
because I don't know. Some people are just not into it.
But yeah.
Yeah, some people are just not into it.
It just, it's permanent, so it has to be a big deal to me. I'm going to wear it for the rest of my life.
My dad has a tattoo removal, like laser machine thingy, and he was like, "Yeah, want removals? I'll do them for free." I'm like, "Well, you're my dad. You bloody better. You're the one doing my tattoos."
And there's no scarring?
I think there would be, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe the technology is getting better.
I think it's gotten a lot better. I think tattoo removal has gotten a lot better, but I think there probably would still be a little bit of scarring.
I'm not going to put something on me if I wouldn't be 100% happy to have them there forever.
The episode.
It's one of those again where I enjoy the idea more than the execution. I think it's a fine idea on a lot of levels. I love the notion that once you are no longer corporeal, you still retain corporeal desires. Which they don't, which it happened with Orlin. They were very much trying to do the same thing that they did with Orlin here. And
they didn't learn from the first time.
Ascension Part 2.
Yeah,
I liked Ascension.
It had its moments.
It has its moments.
Worse
there
than
is some of it.
Ascension.
Okay, in my nose. There is some of it that's just cringe. But it is sincere. And I do like the idea of a powerful girl falling for just an average Joe, pardon the pun. I just don't think it was executed all that well. So, and I
Yeah.
don't think that Atlantis really did. It didn't really have a good like Jack and Sam analog. You know, they were shipping for it from the beginning, but it was mostly because, you know, a lot of people
Mm.
had that expectation. But it didn't, there was no payoff really in any kind of regard. Not that there was any payoff with Sam and Jack. There couldn't be by design, but there could have been between
Mm.
Shepard and Weir. And
My
Tayla and
hopes and
Shepard
dreams.
couldn't because he was under her, she was under his command.
Yeah. Yeah.
There
Yeah,
is no
they
real
didn't vibe.
kind of romantic kind of thing. Even to the point where in
No.
Sunday, Elizabeth has that date with Mike Branton, and it's
Yes.
just uncomfortable. So
Yeah,
I
Atlantis
have to
doesn't
give
really
this episode a
do
3.
romance well. 3, okay.
The visuals are extraordinary. The guest star is lovely. But Rodney pulls the whole thing down. He's not.
It's one of those rare ones where Rodney's the problem. Usually,
Martin
he's the
Garrow
best part.
hasn't come in yet
Yeah.
to kind of buoy him with humor,
Fun.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just religion bad, and I don't like that Shepard is, you know, behaving like Kirk, and Kirk's
Where's my
bad.
girlfriend?
And it's just it's
Mm.
very, it reeks that part of it like reeks of jealousy.
It
Which
does.
is not right.
Yeah.
It's not true for his personality. So
No.
not really. And
He's
it's
also too
just-
busy being sciencey to like focus
Right.
on
It
his
just
sexual
doesn't-
desires, in my opinion.
It's all too.
But it almost seemed as
It
though
doesn't- it
he
doesn't
was trying to
sound true as
use
McKay.
he was trying to use science to go against the whole like he was trying to ruin the romantic overtones with science. Does that make
It
sense?
just doesn't work.
Like, yeah, it doesn't sit with me as being a good episode. And
No.
when I saw that this was on the bill for this week, I was like, oh,
It's a rough
I think maybe I've
Mm-hmm.
watched it twice. And there's nothing in this episode that makes it all that important. There's no important tiebacks to this episode,
No.
other than it being, you know, one of the Kirk 3, apparently, according to fans.
And what's the other one? Ascension.
The Tower and Epiphany.
Oh, okay.
Of Atlantis, yeah.
Yeah, of Atlantis. Yeah, so a lot of
So what
fans
do
have
you- what do you
nicknamed it
give
the
it, Yvie?
Kirk trilogy. Well, I'm thinking that I don't like this as much as Full Alert. So I guess that's a 1.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair. I'm giving this one a 2, same as Full Alert. Weak for its own reasons. Yeah. I mean, we've talked about, we've kind of torn Atlantis a new one a little bit today.
I'm really generous with my 3, aren't I? But I'll stand by it.
Yeah, no, stand by it. You know what, David? I was considering a 3, but then I was like, I just kind of can't.
I think
for me.
a 2 makes sense as well. So that makes
Yeah.
sense.
It's
I think a
definitely
1 makes
teetering,
sense. Yeah.
a teetering between
It's just
in that area.
It's quite stinky.
Yeah, I just find the romance cringy. I'm not gonna lie. I think that Atlantis doesn't really do romance as well. I actually genuinely just don't feel like most of the characters don't have the right chemistry for
I
it.
love
That's the
McKay and
frustration.
Keller, but
Yeah.
I don't know whether that was a well-executed
that's fair.
romance. I just
We
liked
didn't really
it.
point that one out very much. But yeah, no, it's more of a high school kind of vibe between them. Although, I mean,
You know what,
Keller
it
is
just-
certainly the most mature out of any of them.
Her being introduced and having
course.
some romantic interest, kind of like floating between Ronan and McKay, quite interesting because it's really
Yeah.
two different sides of a
That's right.
spectrum
Yeah.
of what you can be
But
with.
Yeah,
I just-
and Ronan
I
is
feel
convinced that
like-
he's got it, and he
Yeah.
sealed the deal.
Yeah, and he
when
doesn't
happens.
have it in the bag.
Mhm.
But
So
that's
funny.
that's
That was
built.
good.
I feel like those connections are built on more than just physical attraction. It's also
Yes.
intellectual,
That's right.
and emotional. Whereas this was just physical, and it's just
Yeah.
That's
like,
the problem.
It's just
Yeah.
it's like Shepard's just yearning for some physicality because he's been stuck on Atlantis for so long and he's not getting any. Like that's what it just felt like.
Yeah, literally. It's to be fair, I looking at it like that, it makes sense more why they're like feeling all horny because it's like, well, we don't really
It's
get
like
laid out
a-
here. What do we do?
Well, that's the thing.
Exactly.
They're across the
Yeah.
universe. I mean,
Yeah.
give them a break.
We need to get out more. We're another galaxy.
How much more out
far
can
out
you
can
get?
It's So
I
good.
thought you were about to say something
exactly.
else. We're in another
Yeah.
galaxy. How much more effed can we get?
Oh God, yeah. But that's the thing, yeah. It's mid. And watching Atlantis with you guys, ironically, I feel like Atlantis in my head is like it was already like I love it, but it's not as good. And I feel like sometimes it feels worse. Because when looking at it with the fine-tooth comb we sometimes do, you can really see the problems. Specifically this episode.
Forbearance for these shows will be tested as we move into some of these future episodes.
Yeah.
I went back through I was researching something, and I went back through and poked around at the Siege.
Yeah.
And
Ah.
there's some good Stargate coming up.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I think I've
that's
watched The
Atlantis'
Siege just
darkest
recently.
hour. and
I was
it's good.
about to say
Like,
we
they-
are about to
they're-
roll into
Yeah.
some of the best of
Like,
SG-1
those
and
things are
Atlantis.
coming for
Well,
them.
but aren't we about to
Yeah.
get to Before I Sleep, which is
Yes.
a good
Yes, it's the
episode?
next one.
Yeah.
No, it's the
That's
one
right.
afterwards. Is it the next one or the one afterwards?
Is it? Didn't you just say earlier that this episode set up Before I Sleep next?
Yeah, I must have done.
Because
I'm
if not,
just
it's Brotherhood or something. But I
double-checking.
don't know. But maybe that's closer to the ZPM drama. I
Yes,
don't
the
remember.
Brotherhood comes next.
Ah,
No.
Brotherhood
Okay.
comes next. Okay. No, that's
because
not right.
because
Childhood's End, Poisoning the Well, Underground,
Someone tell
Home,
us.
The Storm, Eye, Defiant, Zone, so Before I Sleep is next.
yeah,
Then
because
There
the
we go.
Brotherhood Before I Sleep leads them to the Brotherhood planet.
Yes, because of the ZPMs.
The
Yeah, that's right.
ZPMs.
Got it.
Yeah,
Yes.
what a huge missed opportunity. A whole list of planets with ZPMs. She comes through time with them, and we get no ZPMs with it.
I know it's so
So,
stupid. Like, oh,
The
what
only
was
way
the
that
point?
the SG-1 is the only. Once again, SG-1's going to come to the rescue. So,
Yeah.
which I mean, there's something nice about that, but still.
Yeah, a bit of home, but I'm not gonna lie, it feels too soon, and we'll dive into that when we get there because I'm like, I feel like they should have been stranded
With
for longer.
SG-1 helping them
I
out.
thought,
Yeah, I feel like Atlantis
Yeah.
should have been struggling for longer. It felt like too cheap to be able to bounce back and forth sometimes. Okay, so Anthony, this one is a 3 for me. Stuart, a 3. Jed Ted, 4 chevrons, bonus points for eye candy of Shire. Yep. Fair,
It's
fair.
true.
She's
It's
pretty.
true.
She's pretty. You
beautiful
know what?
woman.
She's not a bad thing to
was
look
hired.
at. Yeah.
She was hired because she's a good actress and she's pretty. You know, it's like they needed a
Yeah.
pretty lady. So
well,
Yeah.
when they're trying to build a romance so quickly, it almost
Yeah.
needs to be someone who is
They need to
physically
be.
attractive.
Yeah.
That's
on
the
the
thing.
general
if they're ugly, you
scale.
won't believe it. So
Exactly.
I'll tell you when it doesn't work is Kristana Loken. You have a great character in and we'll get back to the ratings here in the T whatever it is in Terminator 3. She's one of my favorite parts of Terminator
Yeah.
3.
Right,
But you make
right.
her the lead in Painkiller Jane, and she sinks like a stone. I'm sorry, she can't act.
Oh.
So it's a real shame because I knew people who
Yeah, I've
worked
got a
on that,
few.
and it's like, she
yeah,
can't
there are some
act.
people where I'm like,
Okay.
That's
oh,
it.
you shouldn't have a job.
And she's in an episode of Voyager, and she's awful, but she's beautiful,
no.
and her personality,
Yeah.
I'm sure, is great. But she can't act. So when you have an
But,
episode like
how
this, you have an
amazing
actor
to
who's
be-
beautiful and who can act. But
Perfect.
a bad actor, a good actor can elevate a bad script a little,
Yes.
and that's all.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a hot actor who can't act isn't going to elevate.
you're not going to
squat.
elevate anything.
So-
No,
But you know
it's going to
what?
come out flat.
On the flip side, they're getting paid a lot of money to do a pretty bad job. So
Yeah,
That's
good for
true
them.
too.
I wish I could get a lot of money for doing a bad job.
Yeah. There
Yeah,
are certain actors
actually.
that can only play certain notes.
Yes.
Well, Summer Glau, I think, is
typecast.
great as this. Like, she can play Terminator. She can play more like internalized like characters, like
Yeah.
River in.
She's great in Firefly.
in
Sorry,
Firefly.
Daddy.
But I'm not sure if she
Yeah.
can, if she's good outside of that though. So
Let's
there's
see.
certain-
We
yeah.
should see if she stretches her legs at any point and into how that looks.
Is she still
'cause-
performing?
I don't. She did some a few years ago for sure,
Okay.
but and I'm now realizing that a few years ago is actually
seen
quite a while ago.
I know.
So let's see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's see what everyone else has to say. Sorry, guys.
So,
That
it's good.
was
No,
totally my
tangent.
fault. So
Fun tangent. Lockwatcher, this is a 3. Our first look at Shepard playing Kirk. No real threat to Atlantis. McKay was a little off, but he seemed to want to protect Atlantis at any cost. Not many questions answered. ... HP Artcraft, 3 chevrons because female exists. This is 2 ratings because hot lady. Oh, the real game. I love it. It's great. Oh, this is funny. Oh goodness, Gecko Fett. I'd give this a 3 out of 7. Raj Luthor, my rating for Sanctuary is a 3 out of 7. Candy Mitch 6 because Grodin is in it. My favorite character in Rodney's storyline. Also a fave character. Okay. I felt he was out of line, and I love McKay, but I do love Grodin. He's good egg. He's a good egg. Dan Ben 2 out of 7. Kathy's cool. I never liked the Kirk association. I mean, I get it, but it cheapens John's emotions a little bit. Yes, and
Joe Flanagan loved it.
Yeah.
Joe
did
Flanagan.
he?
Oh yeah, he wanted to milk that for all it was worth.
Okay,
Yep.
at least he enjoyed
maybe
it.
that's part of the problem. Okay, I love him. I love his work. I love but like that right there, it's icky. It's like your character. You can have some fun, but that's not that.
Yeah.
Cheapens Atlantis for me when it makes it like that. And then he was definitely smitten with Shire. I give this a 4 from Kathy's Call. We've got. Have you got anything else? Kevin Weaver, 4 chevrons. And Jed Ted brought up exactly what I was thinking, and then I got disturbed, which is Summer Glau, or is that how you say it, Glau?
Summer
Was
Glau.
great in Arrow season 3. And I was like, yeah, it
okay.
wasn't that long ago. No, that was actually like 2013 or 2014. So it's actually a very
wow.
long time ago
Mm,
now.
mm.
So, yeah, and I'm just seeing comments, seeing if anybody's saying anything. Logwatch said, I've always liked Atlantis, and there are a few stinkers, but as the series continues, my scores are always going to be higher when watching with friends. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And
There you
Matthew
go.
Hammond said, outside of Rodney McKay, romantic relationships with Katie Brown and Jennifer Keller, Stargate never did romance well. Farscape was 100 times better for that. Yeah. I mean, it was more of a
Farscape was also designed pretty much from the get-go as a love story. I mean, they all knew that they
Yeah.
were going there.
yeah.
So-
It's a highly hypersexual show as well. The amount of
Mhm.
episodes that are just straight up like horny. My childhood was interesting. So it
no
was like
doubt.
I was exposed very young. I was like, whoa, what is all this sexual content I've accidentally seen because my mom didn't realize that this was not Stargate. So
Yeah, my
I
mother would
think
come
it.
downstairs in the morning for her coffee after Sunday mornings after I had or Saturday mornings after I had
Where is this
Stargate
going?
on Friday nights
okay.
or Saturday nights or whatever nights that it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Showtime would be on when she would turn the TV on, and she would come into my room and she'd be like,
Oh.
David, what channel is this on? Because it's breasts. And,
Yeah.
and I was like, no, it was just Stargate last night. And she would be like, oh, okay. She's like,
It's the one
what are you
episode that has
watching?
boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Hilarious.
it was still set to Showtime the next day
Yeah.
when she would come down. And
Oh.
Showtime's was
Yes.
specifically no limits, except
Yeah.
Yes.
for erect male parts. And
Yeah.
that's actually specifically one of the things that they couldn't show, according to
Yeah,
Penn and
yeah.
Teller, or the only thing that they didn't. But it
Yeah.
was
Oh,
just
wow.
she would come down and there would be nudity on, and she's like,
Oh.
why are you on this station? I'm like,
What are you
because it's
watching,
Stargate,
David?
and Stargate's not that. So
I left it on the channel. It's not my fault. Yeah,
I didn't
that's
switch
pretty
it
funny.
back to
Yeah.
whatever it was that they were watching at that
Something
point.
else.
So yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Wow. Okay. Well, guys, it's been a rough week. Oh, so wait, next week we have Before I Sleep, and what's the
Are
SG-1
we
episode? Citizen
in
Joe?
next week?
Are we
Citizen
doing next
Joe.
week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's my
Yeah,
birthday.
and then we're taking
and
2
I'm-
breaks.
It's
So-
my birthday on the day.
On the day. All right.
I've decided that I want to do it
yay.
because it never falls on my birthday. So
There you go.
I
Okay.
thought
we do one on my birthday?
I
Or
think we
did
did one on your
not?
birthday for sure. I don't know about me.
Yes. I think, yes, and I think we did one on my birthday too.
Yeah, technically,
Yeah,
because I think
yeah,
yours is
Sunday.
weird, yeah.
Yep, we had one on my birthday.
Yeah, I was
There we
actually
go.
born at 5 a.m. on Sunday, January 18th, 1998. So it's nice to be back to Sunday again. So
There we go.
I don't have to put the day
Cool.
off.
All right. So we are
Okay.
on next week and then 2 weeks off. Okay.
Yeah.
If you guys want a funny thing to check out, if you have access to
Always.
Amazon Prime and Stargate SG-1 on Amazon Prime in your territory,
Mhm.
go, or Prime Video, I should say now, go and pull up The Fifth Race and wait for the Asgard scene with O'Neill.
Okay.
There is something missing. A
On the Amazon Prime
post-processing
one?
scene.
Really?
Some post-processing has failed to be done. So go and pull up Prime Video, Stargate
tell
SG-1,
myself
The
to go
Fifth
do
Race, and go watch
Oh.
O'Neill's scene meeting
I
the
wonder if
Asgard.
it transfers to the UK. So I'm going to check it out because it might be that.
If it's the
'cause it-
file that
done
they
differently.
have,
Yeah.
then yeah.
Interesting.
At
Okay,
first I was
okay.
like, what's going on? And then I had to do some reading and a couple of people told me what was happening. It's like, oh.
They did that with Buffy and stuff as well. Like there are different things, like editing processes, or like there's cropping that happens in older shows, and so things get left in when they decide to like
Oh,
HD
then
bring
it was
widescreen.
adding
Okay, yeah, that's a
Yeah.
formatting thing, but this is specifically
but this is
audio.
different.
I'd
Yeah,
never
that's
seen
very
this
interesting.
before, and this has apparently
Audio.
been up.
Oh,
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
interesting.
Wait. Is it just
Okay.
someone doing the voice of him because they didn't like dub it properly? In okay.
If you want to go see, I did a short
go.
on it a couple of days ago on Dial the
Okay.
Gate. You can go and check
I'm
it
gonna
out.
go find it and then find the
section.
short.
Yeah.
Just before we go, we've got Gecko Fett said, "Wait, next week's your birthday, Nicole. I'll get cake to eat cake with you guys. That's cute."
There you go.
Jet Ted, happy almost birthday. Yes, thank you. My friend already got me a card that was quite cute, so it got here early.
Are you
yeah.
eating anything special during this broadcast?
No, I won't be. You know what? No, I'm too scared to do that. Before the broadcast, I will be consuming oysters all day. I don't think I want to be coming home and shucking my own oysters on air. So I don't really eat oysters very much. And I love them. So I was like, I want an oyster day. So I'm going to a little town called Whitstable is the plan. Where
Whitstable?
they do.
That's so cute.
Yeah, they do.
Whitstable.
It's 2 hours away. They do oysters up the wazoo. So they do so many, and they do like deep fried oysters in Guinness batter. And I'm like,
ooh, that
hello?
sounds really rich.
And they make like oyster stouts, so like beer with oyster in it. And I'm like, gimme. So I'm
Okay.
super excited. Yeah, there it is. See, look at all the oysters. See, look at that.
My. I'm sorry. That's
No, I don't think I
that's
can
disgusting.
do it. It's just snot. Snot.
I love
Disgusting.
oysters.
No.
Gecko
It's
Fett,
the
yes, it is an
epitome of
oyster town.
bottom-dwelling creature.
I like
Yeah.
them.
Is it
And
even
also,
alive? Is it alive?
So it doesn't technically have a central nervous system.
Nervous system.
So technically it's some people consider it vegan, but because it's like a meat of some kind or like fish, vegans often don't eat it, but some people use that as like a workaround.
Really?
Because it doesn't have like a
Okay.
conscience or anything. It's like a plant.
Interesting. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, I learned that from just, I don't know, David's like going to be sick. Look, I think they're delicious, and my Peta loves them. My mum loves them. I'm going to be going ham.
Actually,
It's
Adam really
great.
likes the ones in a can.
Oh
He
boy.
likes
Oh,
the
that's too
tinned
far.
oysters. But I
That's
don't
too
think he'd
far.
eat a fresh one. Yeah, he just really likes the flavor.
That's too far for me.
Yeah, his grandmother
All
used
right.
to buy them for him for Christmas and birthdays and
Yeah.
stuff.
Wow.
So see you next week, guys, where I would have gorged myself on oysters and hopefully haven't caught anything in the process. So
That's it. And on that note,
You'll be
yeah.
post-oyster euphoria?
yeah, I guess. And then maybe post-oyster bathroom, let's see. So
Wow.
Let's hope not.
You know,
Let's
for
Let's
someone
hope
with
not.
IBS, you've done a really, really great job of,
Being here.
staying on screen more often than I have.
yes, thank
throughout
you.
this
I
show
try.
run. Yeah. All right, gang. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Thanks for sticking around with us and chilling. We'll be back here on the 18th, and we'll be off for at least 2 weeks, possibly a third or a fourth. I'm not entirely sure yet because Dial the Gate's going to be ramping back up starting around the 7th of February, the 7th of February, with a very special series of guests. And we'll save it there.
Ooh,
I needed
intrigue.
a little bit more of a break, and so I gave myself one. So, but that's where
Okay.
we're at.
No, you don't need to explain yourself.
I
That's-
don't.
And also, everyone's being really cute in the chat. And Sarah Beamy went, "I'm a vegan," and it's a no from me.
There you go.
All right.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
Thank you.
We appreciate
See
all
you
of
next
ya.
time.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Bye.
Bye.
We're out.
Oh my god, yeah. I went silent for a reason there, guys. While I was like looking at the chat, I got a notification of someone being really mean to me on TikTok, and it kind of just like shut me up for a